Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the JTV Game of the Week. I'm Harry Ferrone.
I am Parker Bone III.
We're back here. We are at Howell Lanes here for a big bowling matchup today. What do we have in store for us today, Parker?
Well, we've got the matchup today is between Jackson Liberty and Manalapan. So two fine teams looking to try to get better on the lanes as time progresses. Although they're not the powerhouse teams that we have in this division, I'm going to tell you right now, they have bowlers that have a lot of heart and soul and want to make their game better and better every day.
All right, now we've got, let's see, the Liberty bowling team. The colors are pretty similar, folks, if you're watching there. But lucky for you, the Liberty shirt does say Jackson Liberty on the back. And kind of the tie-dye looking shirts, that's going to be the Braves, who kind of share the same color as Liberty team.
Yeah, shirts are similar, but you know what? One thing that will hold true is bowling styles completely differ from bowler to bowler. So when you watch everybody go out there and try to knock them over, they're going to have their own technique, their own way, their own fashion on how to, let's say, acquire their score. And they want to hone in their craft and make it as good as they possibly can.
And the way we'll be keeping an eye on things tonight, we'll stay with you. Looks like we're starting off with the boys here. We'll stick with them for 2 frames and then switch over to the ladies team. Make it a little bit easier for you to watch at home.
Yeah, on the boys' side right now, as we get things underway there, we have a spare and a strike on the board so far when they started. We had a little blackout over there on lane 27. They'll get that going momentarily. And on Liberty so far, unfortunately, we have an open to start the game, but the second bowler bounced right back with a strike on the board, which is going to help them move in the right direction. As we get up there right now, we've got Divins Kumar. He has a high game of 139, trying to shoot the 2-8. Great shot for Divin right there. As you watch the bowlers go out there, you know, when you're talking this caliber of bowlers, there's going to definitely be a lot of spare shooting that's going on the board. So, as we have one of the bowlers from Manalapan come back up here to make sure that we notice it. CJ, he started out with a strike. He said, "Watch me, I'm the guy." So he's living up to it so far. That's really.
The best part was he came over to make sure that you saw it. He came over to make sure that you saw it.
So that's awesome. That's for sure. So these bowlers, you know, when we watch them go out there, averages may not be as high as the bowlers that we watched last week on our telecast. But when we say that, there'll be obviously a couple more spare attempts. But the biggest thing for everybody to know is they want to figure out a way. They want to go and bowl as high as they possibly can, you know. And high scores are bonus at the end of the game. But when we watch the teams go out here, if there's one thing that they all know that 101 beats 100.
It's one of the things I liked about bowling. You always know where you are.
You know where you stand by looking at the scoreboard there. So, looks like our first frame is pretty much about wrapped up here, as our last bowler for Liberty is getting up, shooting the old 2-4-5 spare, a little bit to the right that time. He'll have to get his ball next time a little further to the left to try to make that spare. And the Manalapan, our fourth bowler's up there right now. Left a washout down there. The 1-3-6-7. A little bit more on the challenging side. Gives it an effort. Oh, just misses that a little bit to the right. And for Manalapan, this is their anchor bowler getting up as we wrap up the first frame here. And
here's looks like Anthony Palucci. Oh, no, actually that's Liberty bowler. Notice they do switch lanes.
Yeah, they will alternate back and forth. Anthony throws a really good shot there. 6-pin going to the wall, slapping the 10 right out. No problem. Puts a strike on the board there. So after frame 1, Manalapan has the early lead by 7 pins. Frame 2 about ready to get up underway here as we look at the leadoff bowler here from Manalapan, Krish Patel. He has an average of 150 with a high game of 201. Oh my, what a great shot, and a high series of 515. So Krish definitely knows how to knock him over.
Kyle Mashura picking up the
Kyle getting on board there, throwing a strike of his own. Kyle has a high game of 157. Kyle said to make sure that he wants everyone to know that he's here to play.
He is. He's here to play. He's take a look at the replay of that last strike.
Watch this ball go down the lane. Throws the 5 over there towards the 7, and just a little bit too short.
Right before it.
That's okay. Chris going to get another opportunity at that one there. As we watch the second bowler right now for Manalapan get up. This is CJ. Now, CJ just came up here and made sure that we knew his strike was there, but I'm thinking that gutter might have had a little dust in it.
Yeah, he had a little bit.
Yeah. CJ Wallace, he has an average of 150, he has a high game of 187 and a high series of 495. So CJ's going to have to pick that up just a little bit there instead of throwing it out there in the gutter.
Kevin's ball dips off into the gutter as well.
And CJ, you know, the great thing about that, even though he threw back-to-back gutters, he's still got excitement, trying to pump up his team. And in the end, you really got to keep the team mojo going there. So that's really, really cool to watch a player get up there and do that, especially after an unfortunate frame.
Not everybody has them.
Look, I'm here to tell you, I've thrown 3 gutter balls on national TV. I wasn't very happy about it. Each time 3 million people got to watch me clean the gutter. So it's part of life. It's part of bowling. The gutters are there, and eventually, or occasionally, that ball is going to end up there.
End up in there.
So this is the third bowler for Manalapan right now, Mike Pepe. He has an average of 130, a high game of 173. What a great shot after that first frame. What a good recovery that was. High series of 456, but first one got a little wide and got one, but watch this spare shot right here. Wow, that's incredible. Fantastic shot for him. Meanwhile, the fourth bowler for Jackson Liberty getting up, James Ariyama. Through the nose, leaving the difficult 6-7-10 split. James has got a high average of 164. I am sorry, this is Nathan Alonzo. He has a high average of 104 with a high game of 137. So Nathan goes high there, leaving a 6-7 split. He's going to try to get the ball to the right side of that 6 pin. And if he hits the right side, the pin can slide over there to make the 7, a little bit wide in the gutter. So, and speaking of a split, that was pretty close there. Yeah, he was given a run for it. A little high for the 4-6. You know, the 4-6 split there, you try to make sure that you get one, but if you got to go for it, go for the outside and try to slide that pin over. It's tricky. It's extremely difficult, but anything that's left standing can be made.
Yeah, okay.
That is for sure. As we watch the anchor bowler for Jackson Liberty get up there, James Ariyama. Now I have it right. He has an average of 164, high game of 188, and a high series of 493. So he's pretty much proven why he's down there on the bottom side for the Jackson Liberty team. As he goes Brooklyn, leaving a 5 pin there right now. He's going to get up here right now and try to fill this frame. Try to make that spare. That looks pretty good. Excellent job. Excellent job by James. And now we're back up with the anchor bowler here.
Try and stay away from those open frames.
Yeah. Anthony makes that spare pretty convincingly. As the teams alternate and switch lanes. Going back, you know, in bowling. Whoa.
That was an interesting one.
That was by Krish. Krish, the old saying, hit him thin, let him spin on that one there. And he certainly did that. As we go back to
Slide over to the girls matchup now for a couple of frames. How'd we leaving on the boys off here?
Well, we'll be back to the boys momentarily as we move things over. The girls are over here on 29 and 30. The girls, you know, we have a unique matchup over here. We have 5 ladies bowling for Jackson Liberty, which we will continue to get through their lineup here in a minute. But unfortunately, we only have 2 girls today from Manalapan. So those 2 girls are going to try to hold up the entire team.
Try to hold them off, huh?
It's going to be a little bit of a trick there.
Yeah,
I got to be quite honest.
Custer's last stand here,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's you're not doing too well when you only have 2, but they're going to give it their best effort going forward. As we watch the anchor girl there.
Now the Manalapan team will slow down their play to stay relatively close to the Liberty team, or are they just going to keep bowling?
They will probably keep bowling. They will keep the rotation going. Because in bowling, the one thing I was going to try to say, you bowl on a pair of lanes, you have to acquire, let's say, the right taste for the left lane as well as the right lane. You have to figure out how to manage both lanes. And when you start bouncing back and forth and the other team does the same thing, you have to keep everything under control to try to up your score, but the lanes are going to constantly change. And as the lanes change, you have to change with the lanes and make sure that you're adapting your ball to adhere to the lane to knock over as many pins as possible.
That makes sense.
So as we look over here right now for Manalapan on the right lane, lane 30, Kayla Centeno. She has an average of 90, a high game of 170 with a high series of 350. Her first shot getting 5 over there. But she did make a spare the last frame, and unfortunately she's not going to make a spare. Shaking the hand, looked like that one might have hung up a little bit. So she'll try to get things back on track here.
Seen a lot of bowlers the last couple of matches out where bowlers are thrown with 2 hands. What's the pro con of that there, Parker?
That's the new wave of the future anymore. The new wave is, it seems like a lot of the youth, not so much the older bowlers, and I'll say older, I'm going to raise my hand and say I'm that older guy. But when you look at the youth of today, they all want to hook the ball, and they want to hook the ball and create as much power as possible. Well, in doing so, they found out that they can do that a little bit more forthright by putting both hands on the ball. Their fingers are still the dominant hand. The fingers are still in the hole as they have the ball cradled behind them. The ball is in the palm of their hand, but that other hand is on top or in front of the ball, and as they swing through it, the non-bowling hand is going to come off the ball, and then they're going to give all their lift and power with that dominant hand. It really is not much different than a traditional bowler, but the fact that their style, emblematic, goes with that left hand holding onto the ball. But if you look at their styles at the finishing position at the foul line, both bowlers look exactly the same. It's a unique characteristic that's been formulated a lot through our sport. And that transition over the last 10 years has probably seen 25 to as much as 30% of our junior athletes throwing two-handed.
Really?
The two-handed version, it's the wave is there, it's continuing to change, and it's going to continue to change over the next 5 or 10 years.
Do you think they're going to keep bowling with 2 hands even as they get older, or is this kind of a younger bowler thing that you think they'll just eventually start to take the second hand off?
I believe that they're going to stay that way because that's the way that they bowl. Mm-hmm. Some of them may fall into the, nobody really knows where we're going with it down the road, a 40 or 50 or let me say a guy like myself, almost 60, where your body is going to be when you're that old. But for the most part, when you look at the best bowler in the world, happens to be Jason Belmonte. He's the two-handed phenomenal bowler from Australia. What he has done in our sport over the last 6 or 7 years has transitioned throughout the world. That's why you're watching all of these bowlers today. They can watch their ball go down the lane and hook and create things that most bowlers can't. As we watch the girl from Manalapan right there, she got up. Naomi Morales. Watch this shot here on the left lane. That ball hits him thin and deflects right into the rest of the pins on the left side, and all the pins went down on the right. So good for her. As we watch our Jackson Liberty young lady, Gianna Ordonza, she has a high game of 101 But I don't think that she's really acquired that 101 by cleaning that gutter like that. So she'll have to get things back on the right track. That's a leadoff bowler for Jackson Liberty there on the left lane.
And she's going to leave 4 pins.
Melissa Bitar. Melissa's a new bowler this year. She's out there on the team, trying to figure her notch in bowling and going down there, making a lot of friends along the way. And, well, she wants to up her average going down there. When we were talking about her average, she goes, Mr. Bone, if you don't mind, I'm not going to mention my average right now, but just know that I'm going to get better. And I can totally respect that one. And Melissa gets up here on the left lane, and that's got a chance. Oh! Pretty good try right there at that spare.
Thought she had that one.
That was really close. She gave it a valiant effort, especially by hitting the one in the front. Most all the spares you make, you got to hit the one in the front if you're going to have a chance, unless you get lucky and bounce it out of the back.
Oh.
What a spare right there for Chris. Christine Gardaki gets up there, 3 off the right, and throws an excellent shot right there at that spare. Christine has a high game of 159. She's been around bowling here for about a year or two, going out there and having fun, enjoying herself. And obviously, she said one of the most exciting things was being with her teammates.
Oh.
Another great shot by Liberty over there on the left lane. Gianna got on the board with a strike that time. As we look at the scoreboard there right now, obviously Jackson Liberty is up by 86 pins, but they're supposed to be up with 5 against 2. If they're not up, then I'm going to say that we have to do a little recalculating here. So, Lillian Genovese here on the right lane. She missed a head pin the first shot, went a little too far left, and that one's going to get a little too far left too. She's kind of looking around like maybe that hung on her hand, but you know, once again, even though unfortunately she missed a spare, she's got a great smile on her face.
Yeah.
The kids are here having a good time, and that's really what it's all about when we try to add it all up. And the anchor bowler for Liberty, Laura, that one gets a little too far right. She had 2 really good marks the first 2 frames, and then, well, the third frame didn't turn out to be too advantageous for her, but she did get 5 there, and now if she can keep that ball down the middle of the lane, try to get that one in the front, hopefully she can make the spare. Meanwhile, Lillian's up here going on the left lane. That one's drifting a little too far right. It's going to get something out of it, so 3 is much better than none.
It certainly is.
As we watch Laura got 3 more as well. So they're not doing too bad. Certainly not. As the girls switch lanes or the team switch lanes, even though you're looking momentarily there, you might say, well, I'm a little confused now. It looks like Jackson Liberty's on the left lane and they're on the right lane.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you start bouncing back and forth and you're going from one lane to the next, with only a 2-man roster on one side and a 5-man roster on the other side, obviously we're talking about 2.5 times more bowlers.
Absolutely.
So it could possibly look like Liberty's up there all the time.
Up there all the time, yeah.
You know, as we watch Kayla from Manalapan hit what could have been a strike very easily, and she leaves the dreaded 7-10. One of the most difficult spares in all of bowling. Believe it or not.
What are the odds here on a
the odds for somebody out here, I'm going to say that the odds are well more than 10,000 to 1.
How about for you?
For me, I'm going to say maybe 500 to 1.
All right.
Okay, that does have a possibility that occasionally it would bounce out. A little bit too wide there. But
what do you hope for when you're trying to get that particular
when you leave a 7-10, the best thing for the average bowler to do is go for the pin that you are most comfortable making. You have to remember, whether you're bowling individually or you're bowling what we are right now, this team, every pin you can knock down is going to help your team.
Sure.
And when you look at it, I can tell you right now, I was actually subbing in one of the leagues here at Howell Lanes last night. And as a sub, I believe I bowled 245, but we only won the game by 4 pins.
Jeez.
Okay, so when you look at it, throwing 1 pin away there, and I know that she didn't try to throw it away there,
right.
but if you get 1 pin here or 2 pins on a split over there, the next thing you know, you've got another 10 or 20 pins somewhere that you've garnished for your team, and that can certainly make a big, big difference in helping them go a long way.
Sure, especially when you add up, if 5 people on the team are doing that, picking up 2, 3, 5 pins apiece, that all of a sudden you're looking at a 25, 30 pin swing easy.
It really is. You know, I had the fortunate pleasure, my son was coaching a girls team down in Tennessee about 2 years ago. And I went there and I watched a team and I took some notes. And I told the girls afterwards, I said, you need to understand something. I'm going to talk to you in bowling in a language that is along your level right now. Yes, I know that you all want to throw strikes and you all want to throw 200-plus games along the way. But more importantly, I looked at the group as a whole. There was one young lady in there that averaged about 170 or 180. So you talk to her a little bit on her level, obviously. But the rest of the team, when I looked at it as a whole, I said to them, I said, ladies, if you just give me 9 in 2 balls, 9. So I'm not asking for a spare or strike, which is difficult. I'm just asking for you to give me 9 pins in 2 balls. Collectively, their team lost one of the games by 30 pins, and they threw 64 pins away in just not getting 9.
Gotcha.
So, you know, get as many as you can, folks. It doesn't matter how you're going about doing it.
They'll add up, that's for sure.
Looks like we're switching back over to the boys' side
like
here.
We are.
And then we'll come back as the girls finish up their first game. Their first game should get done before the boys.
And the boys, it looks like
the anchor bowler for Manalapan. Wow, great shot, ringing 10.
Looks like
that's Anthony Paluzzi. Anthony is actually the highest average bowler on this pair, bowling from Manalapan. He has a high average of 205, a high game of 279. Really good spare, and with a 7-11 series.
There's a replay of that. Massive
replay of that one on the right lane. Talk about hit him thin, let him spin right over there. That was for Kyle.
Oh, he left one. Looks like he left
Chris
a 10
up there.
pin on
Yeah,
that.
Chris drew a good shot there, leaving a 10 pin. Chris was working on a strike. So he had an opportunity to get a double there.
Looks like the Liberty team maybe is down by 30 pins maybe?
Kyle was on a strike and posted up a double. Liberty is down by about 30 pins, but I'll tell you what, the fact that Kyle just threw a double on the board, that's going to make a big, big difference. Because when we're looking at these teams, we don't have a lot of strikes up there.
Right.
So when you're looking at somebody posting not only 1, but 2 strikes in a row, that's pretty good. For sure. CJ comes back with a strike of his own. I don't know. He's not looking back here right now, but I'm going to guarantee he's going to be eyeballing us here in a couple of minutes.
I think you might be right.
So.
And I get this feeling that if he throws a good ball here, we're going to know about it.
Yeah. Good spare over there for Kevin. Awesome. Kevin Marin has a high game of 144. So Kevin's not afraid to fill some frames along the way, looking to try to get bigger and better each and every day that goes by. As we look at the 4, that's Divins. Divins is the 3rd bowler up there for Liberty. And hey, how about this? We have another guy that's going to join us in the booth over here.
Listen, I'm more than happy to step aside. Let two bowlers go at it here, okay?
All right,
Park, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to turn it over to your good friend Matt Russo here.
All right, well, thanks, and we'll talk to you later on there for sure. Well, everybody in bowling land listening in today, I'm going to say a big shout out, a big hello to my good friend Matt Russo's on board. Matt, nice to have you here today.
Yeah, it's good to be in Howell. Good to watch some high school bowling. Good to be commentating alongside with you today. So, looking for some good talent out there.
There's definitely some potential hopefuls. You know, you would know it. You grew up in this facility. And, you know, at one time whether you were playing on a team, and I'm going to use you more so than me. You just got out of this atmosphere not too long ago.
Yeah. Bowling college and then high school. I didn't bowl high school as a team, bowled only individually. But yeah, bowling in high school, college, definitely the team aspect is one of the best parts of our game. So to see some of these kids grow up and, hopefully take their ranks from here to college, and maybe we'll see them out on the tour one day. You never know. It's a long road from here to college and everything else. As we got a replay there, nice strike on 28.
Yeah, that's from Anthony Bellucci. He's a fantastic bowler. Anthony has a 205 average, Matt, with a 279 high game and a 711 high series.
It's a good start with a 205 average and bowling 279, and nice high series there, 711. You never know. Maybe he'll break that high game today here.
He might just do that. So as we watch things get underway, and a little bit going to the left there.
Looked like that one
that was
got away
for
from
the
James.
Anchor bowler James over there. James is the anchor bowler for Liberty. That one gets a little bit wide on him, but he's on a strike. So the good thing, even though he got 3, he's going to get up here and shoot this spare. And when you're on a strike, Matt, you know just like me, 3 spare, 9 spare, any spare, it's all the same.
It's all good. It's it works its way out because you can shoot a 5-pin and spare it. That looks like you did the same shot.
Yeah. Maybe it looked like it might have hung up in his hand a little bit.
Interesting delivery. Two-handed, uses his thumb, which we don't see very often. I pretty much know a good bit about that.
I was going to say, you know something about that two-handed delivery.
I do, yeah. I use my thumb, which is pretty unique, and people always tell me to take it out, but I think I've been pretty successful with it in there. So definitely will support James using his thumb, and he'll get better as the game goes forward.
Well, you of all people throwing it two-handed with your thumb, which we'll get back to here in a couple of minutes, but you certainly know how to get the job done. As we watch Kevin up here in the right-hand lane, ball goes down the lane, getting a little bit too far to the left, getting 7 pins, leaving the 138. So he's going to get up there and try to shoot that spare. And meanwhile, Krish is up here on the left lane shooting the 245. Just a little bit light on that one there.
That's the 2 pins that really you needed to hit to make that spare, and just an unfortunate break. So let's see if Kevin can spare his a little bit wide to the right there.
Well, at least he made an adjustment.
Exactly. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
CJ just had a nice strike there on 27.
CJ, I know, Matt, you just walked into the booth, but CJ made note. He's the man.
He's the man. Okay, he's the one to beat.
He is the man.
So after this, I shoe up. He's the one that I got to beat.
He's the one that you got to take.
All right.
What a great strike right there. Really good for Divins.
CJ's got an interesting.
As we watch this shot, watch this one here on the right lane. Hit him thin, let him spin.
That looks like one of your strikes.
He really moves him around. Yeah. One of mine? I don't know. Sometimes. As we watch Nathan up here on the right lane.
I think Nathan's going to get more than 7 on this ball. I'm feeling good about this one here.
Well, he left 7. You did have the 7 count.
Close. I was close. I was close. Yes.
You did. Mike a little bit too far to the left there, shooting that 5-pin. And Nathan's going to try to get up here on the right lane and make that spare that he's got.
2 ways to shoot at this one. You either go for the pocket or go Brooklyn. With that 3-pin up there, you could leave the 3 only. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to shoot it, and hopefully make the spare.
Hopefully he can get that one in the front. If he does, then he's got a good chance at it. A little too far to the left that time. Ball going into the gutter and bouncing out. Well, we all know that he's supposed to receive 0 for that delivery.
Yes.
You know, some of the kids may not know that, but in bowling, folks, if your ball goes into the gutter at any time before it gets to the pins and bounces out, it may look funny, it may look cool, but it counts as 0.
Exactly. You only see that in trick shots or just messing around, but in competition, yes, that is a 0 for sure.
Correct. Meanwhile, for Manalapan on the left lane here, Jack LeCompte. Jack shooting the 1-3 a little bit out to the left there. He has a 145 average with a high game of 185 and a high series of 500. So Jack's want to try to get things back on track there. As we watch James miss the head pin to the right the first frame, but then completely hooked by it there. Once again, making an adjustment, trying to make sure that he gets the ball to the other side of the head pin.
Anthony likes to throw a little hard. And,
Anthony's hard off the corner.
Yeah, just reminded me of the old retro styles, like Norm Duke and Walter and some of those straighter players, who threw it off the gutter.
Great shot for Krish. Wow, that shot was perfect.
As we look at the scoreboard there, I believe
we're going to go back over to the ladies here. They are in the 8th / beginning of the 9th frame. As we watch Lillian up here on the right lane, leaving just the 7 pin. And on the left lane, we have Gianna Gardaki.
Is that relation to, I know there was no relation to probably who I'm thinking of. There used to be a person to bowl for Jadson Liberty, last name Gardaki, but don't think
they are related.
They are related.
They are related.
Oh, look at that.
I got to give you credit for that. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, I just grew up when I was here and when I used to watch people bowl, and the name rings a bell. See, that's the perfect way to play them. Right down the middle, a little bit slow, let your ball back up a little bit.
Just missing that 7 pin there. Watch his shot right on the left lane. Hits it perfectly in the pocket.
Reminds me of like
what a fantastic strike
Chinese
right there.
Taipei spinner throwing it less miles per hour.
Well, maybe, but I'll tell you, she threw that ball really good off of her hand, and it did exactly what every bowler wants it to do. As we watch Laura up here on the right lane.
That might have a chance.
Another similar shot, hitting the left side of the head pin, getting 9, leaving only the 9 pin. So she'll have 1 to shoot there as she finishes up her 8th frame. Meanwhile, the 4th bowler is up on the left lane, Lillian Genovese. Getting 5 on her first shot. Laura trying to make this spare. Hold on.
All right.
Great shot.
9 spares.
Very
That's
nice
2 spares
spare.
in a row after a couple opens. That's a good momentum booster going into the 10th frame. Going into the 9th frame. So these last 2 frames are big here, and the 2 most important frames you would say are the 9th and 10th.
Exactly. Well, she sets herself up good. Confidence builder, filling 2 frames, bouncing back after what appeared to be a little bit of a downfall there for a couple of frames. But she started the game with a strike and a spare, and now she's got 2 spares in a row. I'm going to be hopeful that she's looking for another spare.
I usually feel like you start the game how you finish, or you finish how you started. So hopefully she'll finish here with a spare and a strike, or get them all here in the 9th and 10th.
Oh, that one looked like it slipped out of her hand a little bit.
Their commentator Jinx right there, talk him up, and
yeah, you put the hex on her.
Put the hex on her.
She'll be back though. We have confidence in her. Speaking of going down the middle, good shot for Kayla. Kayla, one of the 2 bowlers that's bowling for the Manalapan girls.
Kayla's got some potential. I like her form, and got some ball speed, which is sometimes hard to manufacture with
especially for the ladies.
Yeah, with a good fundamental game. They're still young, so obviously you want to look for something that you can help them out with and work on. But yeah, let's see if she can make this 10 pin here. This is the enemy of bowling. The 7 and the 10 pin.
Right there on the right side of the lane.
Oh, she's gonna let it hook. Oh, not enough hook out there for it, but
no, that one, once it went in the gutter, it was going to straighten out pretty easily there. As we watch on the right lane for Manalapan, Naomi Morales. Her average is only 89, but she has a high game of 157 and a high series of 351.
Wow.
Now she's getting a little coaching technique by her teammate.
Oh.
Evidently, it looks pretty close.
Oh, what an unfortunate break. That looked like that might have been the head pin that slid over there.
That looked like it was going to fall over, and then all of a sudden just said, no, I'm going to stand right up there. So Naomi made sure to let me know that I told everybody in New Jersey that she is the best.
She's okay. She's all right.
So
that's mentally, that's a good place to be.
yes, she is nothing but confidence.
All right.
So she's going to get up here to shoot the 2-4-8 spare.
Oh, that might have a chance to get lucky.
That's going right down the middle of the lane again. That would have been a good strike ball.
She had a cool handshake. That was a nice handshake that they just had in between those two girls there.
They've got their own mojo going on.
It's like they're bowling doubles against a team of 5. Some tough handicap there.
As things are starting the 10th frame here for the girls, Kayla finished with a 107, bowling for Manalapan, and Melissa right now, the dreaded Big 4. Oh boy.
I believe Kelly Kuhler calls this the Richard Nixon. I believe, I still don't get the reference, but I remember bowling on TV for collegiate nationals, and I overheard her say the Richard Nixon. So still have to ask her why she calls it that.
Maybe she's calling it the peace sign.
Probably. That could be.
When he put up two fingers by both hands, and it just kind of went down that way. So Melissa's going to try to see if she can't get 2 of these, and, well, don't hook too much.
Oh, almost.
Wow, that was a pretty good effort there by Melissa. Melissa finishes up with a final score of 118. So a very good game for Melissa. And Naomi finishes up with a final score of 111. So the 100 game for the girls is kind of consistent right now. As Gianna Gardaki gets up here on the right lane. And she gets it a little bit to the left. She gets 3 off the left side.
Oh, what a stone 9 that was there off camera on 27 while we're waiting for some action there on the girls. That was probably one of the best shots he's thrown this game, and unfortunately paid the ultimate price as the pin's still shaking.
Yeah, that was kind of a rough one there.
Oh, and then he throws it straight. What an interesting...
a little bit to the right this time, and she gets 2 on that side. So Gianna Ananza missed the last name there, but Gianna Ananza gets a final score of 80. Now we got Christine Gardaki up there. Missed the head pin the first ball, but she's on a strike, so she got 7. So we're going to see what she can do here. She has the 1-2-7 spare combination that she's going to try to knock over this time, Matt. The girls are up a convincing 234 pins at this point, but out of respect for the young ladies from Manalapan, they only have 2 bowlers.
And they bowled good games.
So
bowled over 100.
Yeah, they both bowled over 100.
Beat their averages.
Can't complain about that. Christine Gardaki trying to, just a little bit to the right there on that one there. Final score of 99 for Christine. So, meanwhile, Lillian Genovese is, Lillian has a little bit of a unique style. She pushes the ball straight up in the air and then lets it fall down.
But hey,
and mix her around like that.
Don't matter as long as they all fall over, right?
Watch this one as we watch a video replay.
Slapping him around. Look at that.
Pins come off the wall and just do all the dancing.
Yeah.
She's happy that she got a strike on the board. As a matter of fact, when you look at her score, that's her first mark of the game. And what better way to do it than the 10th frame?
There's a lot of, I was just looking at it. There's a lot of numbers on that. She might have almost every number but 2 maybe See, we got 1, 3, 4, 5. No sits. Yeah, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're just missing a 2 and a sits.
Saving those for the next game.
That's that. There you
It's
go.
Another shot down the middle of the lane. This time she leaves the 1-3-6. So if Lillian can pick up this spare, she will end up with a final score of 87. If not, then she will end up with 84. So somewhere between those numbers. That looks like it's down the middle of the lane. It's got a chance. Oh, getting 2. Lillian final score is 86. So now we're to the anchor bowler for Jackson Liberty, Laura Sturpak. Unfortunately working on an open frame here in the 9th, and well, she let that one go a little bit too far to the right. She actually had a comment as that ball was off her hand. I think it was something along the lines of, no!
I've said that a couple of times before, like, oh, where's it going, or what are you doing, or just not all there.
Yeah, not exactly what she was looking forward to, but she'll try to correct that and get it down the middle of the lane now. She does have 4 marks this game, so if she's got 4 marks, she knows how to hit that one in the front pretty good.
Oh, got a chance.
Now O'Neill's got a chance. Look at this.
Oh, high flush 7.
Solid
for
7 for a final score of 99. Jackson Liberty bowling a team game of 482 to offset the 218 team game of Manalapan.
Not a bad ball going down the lane there on that interesting split conversion.
So fairly convincingly, Liberty wins that game. Liberty should be the advancers of all 3 games. Let's face it. 2 against 5, that's a little hard to overcome.
If the 2 beats the 5, I'm going to go play the lottery because, well, if we're averaging it out and they bowl 482, those 2 girls have to bowl at least 240 a person, and they have a chance. You never know. 300 match, 600 for the team. Possibility, but.
You're right, you're right. As we turn everything back over to the boys right now, we're finishing up the 9th frame, getting ready to start the 10th frame. First bowler for Manalapan getting up here on the right lane in the 10th frame.
Ooh.
Manalapan currently up this game by approximately 80 or 90 pins. So we're waiting to get a spare set up at the other end. Meanwhile, the leadoff bowler will get up there and shoot his spare on the right lane. Krish getting ready to shoot the 4-7. Looks like it's
just hooked a little bit there.
Too much at the back end there.
You think Anthony's going to get another strike keep up here on the board?
Anthony's got a really good game going right now.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look like he produces a lot of power in his physical game, but when he lets go of it, there's a good amount of energy going through those pins out there.
He's not going to get denied. Ball's it's going to move him around. If you look at the scoreboard there, Anthony's getting ready to get up. Anthony Palucci is getting ready to get up in the 9th frame. If he strikes in the 9th and all 3 in the 10th, he could finish with a final score of 259, which for this group of young men bowlers, that's a pretty outstanding game.
First game out, 259, and be the MVP of the first match there for I believe that's Jackson Liberty.
No, that's for Manalapan.
Seabolt.
Yep.
Oh, Manalapan. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's okay. You know what? We'll let you slide. We certainly will. I've already goofed up once or twice, and I'm going to try to make sure that I don't do that to anybody else during the course of the day. So I will apologize already for anybody that heard something different out there. Meanwhile, number 3 bowler, Mike, is trying to make, what a fantastic spare there. First one got a little bit away from him, only getting 4. But if you watch that effort right there, the pins that he left standing up, That was a really good cleanup. Watch this ball go right through the heart of those pins.
Nice. That was
perfectly done.
That was A+ execution there on that spare attempt, and give him a chance at a fill ball here in the final frame.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. If he can get his first ball to get right where that ball there got, I'll tell you right now, he's going to definitely improve his score along the way. We're going to have to see how things play out here as we're getting things underway. See what happens here on lane 27. They've got it up and moving now, and at least we've got lights on, and hopefully Anthony will be able to get up there and
looks like they're spotting a pin or
oh, we're trying to put some pins up here. We're going to have to see. Scoreboard shows me that we need a full rack of pins on lane 27 for Anthony to get up.
I did just get new glasses, so I do believe you're right, sir.
Yep.
Unless I'm seeing something.
Press the reset button and
there
10 new pins are coming up.
Yeah, looks like we got a full rat there.
So, yeah, Anthony's got a really good game going. I don't think he wanted to tarnish it by only shooting 2.
No, that wouldn't count, actually. You'd have to redo the frame, but let's see, no problem at all during that break there. And
I'll tell you
gets
what,
that light hit.
Got that light hit going for him, and if you watch that one there, he didn't let anything affect him. Lane went through a little machine, a little temporary breakdown, and got up there and threw just a fantastic shot and got them all to go over for 4 in a row, which that was pretty amazing.
That is one thing we learned in college for sure, was expect the unexpected and, don't let the small stuff get to you. So that was a really good rebound on a good game, and, that was like going into a commercial break.
Yeah, it really was. It's a leadoff bowler here for Jackson Liberty is getting up right now. Kyle Masura, little bit to the right. Getting the 6-9-10 for a 3 count. Meanwhile, Jack made a spare in the 10th, and then, well, he threw that one a little bit too wide in the fill ball there. Jack's final score, 82. So his final score may have only been 82, but one thing for sure, he knows he's got a powerhouse bowler coming up behind him.
Exactly right. I put out my money on Anthony, fill this 10th frame here and get off strong with 259.
Kyle shooting the spare he left up there before, getting a couple more pins. Kyle bowling for Liberty has a final score of 120. Meanwhile, Anthony getting up here in the 10th frame, working on 4 in a row right now.
I will say, he is pretty accurate doing that.
He's
right off the corner, letting it read the middle part of the lane, and if we watch a replay here.
Watch the replay as that ball goes through the pins at 6, dances all over that 10 pin. Slaps it out.
Anytime your ball slaps at 7 or 10 out like that, you got the ball reaction that you need to bowl well. So
absolutely. That was fantastic. So
looks like that's a Hammer Obsession, I believe, going down the lane.
And Anthony gets up there on the right lane one more time. Hits him.
Slight Mitzer.
Splashes him around a little bit for the second strike in the 10th. Kevin just missing that 5-pin. Watch this shot here for Anthony in 11th frame. Hit him really thin and gets that 8-pin to fall over for the last pin down.
As they say, hit him thin and watch him spin.
Well, he's certainly doing that right now. One more shot if he strikes on this ball right here. Fantastic 259 finish.
Oh, he slapped a 5-pin out there.
That was a pretty great game right there. Yes, it was. Anthony rolling a fine 259 to really propel Manalapan
That's
to
a
be
difference
victorious.
maker right there. Yeah, that's pretty
they're
much sealed it for them the first game.
well. He bowls 259, and their team, when it's all said and done, the team's probably going to win by about 170 or 180 pins. But it's really hard, Matt. I know you're on that big level right now, but you just don't pencil in 259 too easily.
No, I mean, if they told me every week I'd get 259 at least one starting my block, I'll take it and see how the rest of my games fall out there. But yeah, 259 is a good score no matter what you're bowling on.
Dave, the third bowler for Jackson Liberty, with a final score of 86. Meanwhile, looking at the scoreboard right there for Manalapan, Krish had 139, CJ 104. Mike had 122, Jack 82, and Anthony, like we just alluded to, had a final game of 259. And Nate working on a strike, leaving a 4-pin up there. So Nate's going to try to get his ball over there to the left side of the lane and knock over that 4-pin. See how things work over here right now. He's up on the approach on that left lane. Like we said, he's going to try to get that orange ball over there to the left side. And, well, it went to the left side, just a little too far left as he misses the 4-pin in the gutter there. With a final score of 98. And the anchor bowler for Liberty getting up here in the 10th right now. Trying to see if he can give his team a little upbeat going into the next game.
Looks like he held on to that one a little bit too long there and never got far enough to the right.
Yeah, that looks like that one may have hung up in his thumb. So he'll have to try to figure out how to get that ball off his hand a little bit cleaner so that it can get to the target that he's trying to get it to. As Liberty has one more shot here to finish up this first game. We can see a final game score for Manalapan of 706. And Liberty right now is going to be in the 5, looks like 530, maybe 540 with a spare. Oh, a little bit too light.
533 to 706.
533 to 706. So game 1 is in the books there. Manalapan taking away game 1, being victorious. We'll have to see how everything plays out going forward. You know, Matt, I appreciate you coming in the booth here today, but we talked about a couple minutes ago that you had success growing up here at Howell Lanes in the junior program. But there's been some bigger and better things on the horizon for you. Congratulations on making the most recent telecast. It's a live show, folks, that has not been broadcast yet by any means, but Matt was one of 25 bowlers, 5 different regions throughout the country. I actually participated here in the Northeast. I finished 15th, but you made the top 5 in your region out there in the Midwest. Why don't you fill me in a little bit on how things are going to unfold?
Yeah, so was fortunate enough to bowl my way into the show on this past weekend over there in the Midwest, and heading down to Dallas on Friday. My show will air on Fox FS1 at 4 Eastern on Sunday evening, and qualify as number 4 seed. So I've got a pretty big mountain to climb if I want to make the bid show, but I want to earn it. So I'm going to have to bowl EJ and AJ Johnson, Sean Rash, 3 big names in the sport there.
Yep.
So definitely not my first show, my first live telecast. The other one was a flow bowling show, so a little bit different. TV sets aren't as grand on the flow bowling, but just super excited. Just really grateful that I was able to get there some way or another, and you know, we'll see whatever happens. But chasing that 100,000, that would be the what a way to start off the season. Build
Sure
some
is.
momentum as we hit the lanes and doubles here in a couple weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, even though you say you qualified 4th and you got a big task in front of you, I always looked at it this way. I wanted to be number 1 to qualify for the show because I knew I was bowling for the title. But if I was unfortunately the guy that qualified 4th or 5th, I just looked at everybody else, told them I want the airtime.
It's that, I was thinking about myself. I was like, as much as I would love to get to third and second, I had a chance to get to third. Unfortunately, the pins did not let me do that. But I looked at it, I'm like, man, first live show, the most airtime. I am the only lefty on the show, so I do get a way to kind of break him down a little bit and see how I want to play him. But I follow myself. So, able to follow my own transition, and I think it'll put a little bit more heat on the righties. If I, get locked in early, I don't think that look's going to go anywhere. If anything, it's going to get a little bit better. So, super excited. Anything from here is just gravy. I was a good amount out going into the final day, and just bowled my best. That I bowled how I needed to bowl, and we're on the show. So anything here is just more experience. It's just going to be a lot of fun, just enjoying the beginning of the season. So I'm super excited. It's crazy to think that I'm actually going to bowl on live television, this weekend. So it's just really been an incredible ride. So
well, good for you. Good luck. Remember, folks, if you're listening to us right now, my partner here in the booth, Matt Russo, is going to be on a live telecast on FS1. That is Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
So please turn on your TV, FS1, and watch Matt and root him on to victory. And, I mean it honestly here. We're watching some competitors out here, a bunch of teams, both the guys and the ladies, and we don't know which one of them is next going to step into your shoes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what's great about the bowling at this level as high school is there's so much room to grow, whether it's getting better physically or knowledge-wise or just getting more practice in there. And, in 20 years or 10 years, one of these guys could be out, or ladies could be out there bowling professionally. So definitely encourage it, but I definitely encourage getting an education as well, making sure you have that degree in case bowling doesn't work its way out.
Right, exactly. Well, good luck to you this weekend, my friend. Meanwhile, we're back in the third frame here on the girls' match over here on 29 and 30 in game number 2. As Christine Gardaki gets up there on the right lane. Great shot. Oh, what a fantastic shot. Christine started this game off 7 spare, and now a great solid shot for 9. So hopefully she can pick up this spare and continue to be on that gravy train. As Melissa Bitar is getting up here for Jackson Liberty on the left lane. Shot drifting a little bit to the right, getting 4. See if Christine can pick up this spare here right now. Oh, it's trying to get to the left side, but it's going to be a little bit too short. So, unfortunately missing that spare there, but certainly a really good start for Christine Gardaki starting this game.
What an interesting lead on 29. What an interesting 4 count.
Yeah, she went a little light there getting a 4 count, but now she's definitely got to hit that one in the front. And, well, she got a little bit too far to the left and takes the 4-7-9 out for 3 more. Meanwhile, Lillian over here, we watched Lillian a couple frames ago. One thing I would say to help everybody at home, if we watch Lillian bowl, she pushes that ball straight up in the air, almost like she's the Statue of Liberty there. As she makes, look at this pass at the 6-7-10.
Oh, I thought she was going to spare it. I was watching that ball hook a little bit as it got to the gutter, and I was like, oh, she might get there.
Yeah, but you don't want to try to push your ball way up into the air like that. Push the ball out in front of you. The ball always needs to go out in front of you to generate your arm, allowing it to swing from your shoulder, much like you and me would walk, Matt, if we're walking around casually or anybody else. Your arm swings from your shoulder, and that's what you want to do. When you do that, you never push your arm up in front of your body or up above your head. So if that young lady can learn how to just stop pushing the ball up towards the ceiling and just push it out straight in front of her, she's probably going to see a huge success within her game.
Absolutely. I will agree with that 100%. You definitely want to follow the ball as you're moving forward to generate that speed and power that you need to get them all down. That's just the learning part of the game, getting with somebody who can help you or just being able to become better.
Well, and speaking of the learning part of the game, I mean, For both you and me. For me, it was a long time ago. For you, obviously, I'll say within the last decade for sure. Matter of fact, probably 5 or 6 years. But everybody starts on the low end of the totem pole and works their way up. Nobody instantaneously just comes out and the first time they start bowling, they average 200. So the trials and tribulations, the things that you learn along the way, you try to continue to make your game elevate and get to a bigger and better place than you were previous the day before or the last time that you participated out on the lanes.
That was my favorite part about it, was being able to just being able to sit here and learn and get better and being able to figure out what part of my game I need to improve on.
Did you see that shot by Christine Gardaki?
One spare.
One spare,
And
but
she went flush.
But the pin that she picked off was the 7 pin
Yes.
that she shot at last time. Incredibly
Watch a
enough.
replay here for,
see if we can pull that up there and watch the replay of Christine shooting. Watch this. Well, that replay, here we go. Try to see the one, but she did make the spare. Inevitably, she comes back now. She's got another spare going into the 5th frame, so she's got a fantastic start to this game, for sure. As we watch Naomi over here on the right lane for Manalapan.
Oh, that shot hooked a little bit.
Just a little bit too wide there for
Too much
Lillian.
of the oil there.
Yep. Now Manalapan looks like they've picked up a 3rd bowler.
I think that was somebody practicing on 31 and 2 who joined the team there. So.
All right, Virginia Iadanza. She has a high game of 101. She's actually from Jackson Liberty. She was over here, and they brought her over, and I'm glad to see that they brought her over. Even though she's the 6th girl for Jackson Liberty, the fact that she was over there practicing right now, Manalapan's not going anywhere, and they welcomed her just as well as the other Liberty girls want her to be there. So now the whole team is involved there, and it's all about friendships and the people that you meet along the way, and she has that chance to go out there and be with her teammates.
I was just about to say that. It's just the opportunity and being able to bowl and be a part of something else. That was very, very nice sportsmanship from Manalapan as we see them let her join.
Right, and that's one of the unique things about our sport that allows that. You know, when you watch other sports, like in baseball, you have 9 people on the field at one time. Okay, maybe girls softball, maybe you have 10. You watch basketball, you have a 5-man team that's out on the basketball court. You know, so in a case like this, they know that there's an open spot there. They're not really holding anybody up. They're doing all the right things. They're still only going to count 5 bowlers. So it'll all work out well as Kayla got 9 for Manalapan there on the left lane. Melissa getting up here on the right side as we've gone back over to the boys. Now the boys are finishing up the 2nd frame so far. Looks like Manalapan, the anchor bowler. Anthony had 259 the first game, working on a strike right now. Oh, going very light there, rolling out the 2-8 for the double. Very fortunate strike there.
Rolling the 2-8, that is just a lucky break. Usually you roll the 2 or you roll an 8 pin, but rolling the 2 and the 8.
He got both of them.
Those pins are on his side, that is for sure.
Yep. Look at this shot here coming up. Oh, what a great shot right up there for Krish. Krish starting out 8 spare, 9 spare, and now gets a fantastic strike as that ball rolls in from the right side of your screen there. Watch it go right through the pins there. Throwing that 5 over to the left side of the lane. Really good shot for Krish.
Good start there. 8 spare, 9 spare strike. We're going up every frame.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to see on the board. Going up every frame, if not staying consistent, at least. So, Trish is off to a good start, and we'll watch him here as he continues to bowl well this game.
Absolutely. CJ, meanwhile, picked off the 7 pin right over there, and now he's going to try to come back and hook it in.
I thought he was going to trip that 4 pin.
Out to the gutter, hooks back, goes a little high, leaving just the 4 pin only. And Kevin getting up here for Liberty. And the ball going down a little bit to the right
Almost.
side.
You know, I thought that was going to tip a little bit more. I think it was a little slower. He would have got that one to face up a little bit.
It was trying to. It definitely was trying to.
You know, as I'm sitting here watching bowling, and we talked about people getting better. You know, we got some exciting stuff happening here at this facility, which we will talk about here later on, a little bit later in the broadcast. But there's definitely some room for opportunity for these kids to. Oh, I thought he was going to make that.
I'm thinking the pin was too skinny.
Either that or the ball was not big enough.
One or the other. For sure.
It's those pesky 7-pins, let me tell you.
And Justin getting up, making a pretty good shot there on the right lane. Going a little bit high, leaving the 2-4. And Aiden on a strike, leaving the 1-2-4, trying to figure out if he can hit that one in the front right now and knock over the other 2 pins that are right alongside of it. And let's see how he goes about doing this. Ball goes a little bit too far to the left. Held on to that one a little bit too long. Did not come off of his hand properly. And Justin trying to make his spare that he's got up here. It's close.
That's a good spare right there.
That looks better than close. It looks like that's mission accomplished.
That is a good spare.
Really, really good. And now we have Nate getting up here on the left lane. Nate had a spare last frame. See what he does this frame on his spare. Remember, a spare, the first ball counts for bonus pins, and that looks pretty good.
Oh, see, that's the fortunate. Let me just throw it
through
hard up the middle.
I'll tell you what, it worked perfectly.
That is the safest shot in bowling.
Watch this shot, right through the nose. Looks like it might be a big split, but how about that? They all mix around, and that 7 pins the last one to fall.
Deflection of the light bowling ball. I think if you went through a heavier bowling ball, we would have seen a little bit bigger mess up there, but what a...
Nope, that worked out really cool, for sure.
All right, so Anthony started with 259, and now he's got the front 3.
He's on his way. I'll tell you what, he's got the front 3, and Manalapan's off to a 63 pins lead again after 3 frames.
They're definitely bowling well, and we'll see if Jackson Liberty can get back in it here.
Yeah, they're going to have to start filling some frames, and you know, when you're down 60 pins, now you need 1 or 2 guys to start throwing 1 or 2 strikes.
Oh yeah, maybe some other people slow down.
So yeah.
So we shall see how this pans out here, but definitely a nice start for Manalapan.
Absolutely. As we continue to watch the boys currently are in the 4th frame, starting the 4th frame right now. So Kyle bowling for Jackson Liberty right here as he's coming into your screen. Watch his ball go down the lane, and that looks good.
That might have been the best executed shot I watched him throw today.
I'll tell you what, he got through that one, he posted it, the ball went right down the lane and hit the pins exactly where you wanted to hit.
The unfortunate 4-9.
It was a pretty good shot there, and actually for Chris was on a strike and threw it pretty good for a 4-9. So we watch Kevin getting up there. This looks like it's close. Ball going over.
Roll that one.
Getting 9.
All right. 9's good.
9's not bad.
Any more than 7, I'll take it.
Hey, Kyle set the motion. He got a spare the first frame. So
yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll get a nice down the line all spare game there, all spare frame.
Yep. You know, if you're down 60 pins and you can start getting some frame fillers up there, it's certainly going to help the team with a little bit of confidence. And, just a little bit to the right there for Kevin. Just missing that. Keeping it on the lane, but I'm sure he would have liked to have knocked it off the lane. Not by the sweep. So.
Yeah, look at CJ's shot here that he just threw. Oh, runaway Brooklyn, and he got the 5 to go down late there.
I'll tell you what, but it fell over.
Is that your favorite hit? Like runaway Brooklyn, or is it slapping the 5 out, sending those wicked messengers that you send across the deck? What?
Not me, you. Let's get that right here. My ball gets through them, they all go straight back. So.
I think I would take you.
By the way, Manalapan, that's 2 in a row for Manalapan on the left lane. So even though Jackson started out pretty good this frame, spare and another good solid shot, Manalapan's come back with 2 strikes of their own. So
I was just watching. We're thinking about all these 5 pins, and one of the patterns we bowled on this weekend was 45 feet. So not much of a, I would say, friction spot or dry part of the lane from the end of the pattern to the pin deck, and I almost 5-7-10. My ball lost so much energy in the first 25 feet that I thought the shot was great.
You almost 5-7-10.
I almost 5-7-10. The 7 pin was the last one to stay up, but the 5 was rolling around and the 10 was just about falling over.
Well,
so I got very lucky.
I won't tell you the lefty that did leave a 5-7-10, and no, it was not me.
It was not you.
Okay, but that did happen when we were bowling in Virginia last weekend. So
must be just be a lefty thing.
Justin just missing that spare, trying to do his best. Nate for Jackson Liberty up here on the right lane, getting 5. He was on a strike, so once again, nothing lost here, and hopefully we can make a good recovery shot. Throw somewhere around the pocket, left or right side. He can give himself an opportunity to make this spare. We got to make sure we hit that one in the front.
One way, and yeah. Oh,
that's got a chance.
Oh,
great
look at that.
spare.
Just like the strike that he threw, dead onto the head pin. Let the ball do the work, as we like to do in bowling. Is let the ball do the work.
Absolutely. Less work for you. Let the ball knock him over. Sit there and watch this. Look at that spare. Perfectly done.
Oh, that looked like Anthony looked like he might have missed that one there a little bit. Definitely didn't see his ball turn over as quick as the other shot. So 9 spares good, and we're still on track for 800.
Got a chance.
So,
look at this one coming out there.
That was a big hooker.
James throwing the big hooker.
That was the big hooker. Slow, right out there to the gutter and to that friction, and letting that ball
to
come
the 1-2 board. Looking all the way back.
I know we can't see it, but on 29 we just had a 5 count, a 6 count actually. Well, yeah, it was 7 count, and the 5, 6, 7 was left up there.
As we sit there and watch after 4 frames are completed, Manalapan is up by 82 pins, and both teams are working on 3 marks. So that 82 pins is a pretty consistent number right now after 4 frames. As we move things back over to the girls, we're going to get back into the girls here. We have the middle of the 7th frame right now. And as we watch the girls get underway,
that's nice
Naomi,
spare.
Very nice spare.
That's a nice
Naomi.
spare for Naomi. She's working on a double spare right there.
Yeah. Naomi bowling for Manalapan. And now the 6th girl up here for Jackson Liberty. Going to try to see if she can't help herself and knock some pins over. She did not bowl the first game. She was over here on the practice pair, but she's up here right now. Virginia is working hard. Ayadanza. She has a high game of 101. And it's actually her sister is bowling on the right lane.
That one hung up a little bit on it. Oh.
Yeah, just a little bit. But she got a couple more pins, so I think she's pretty happy with that. So the girls are staying busy, knocking them over.
That's what the name of the game is. Knocking them over. Get 2 chances at it. So any way that you get them all down.
Yeah. Well, and you know, even right now when we sit here, we
back
watch.
up, back
look
up.
at this one here.
Oh, what an unfortunate break.
That wasn't very nice.
Some of those pins are not very nice to throw.
You know,
great shots and pay the ultimate price.
as we watch Melissa get up here, she's actually working on a strike right now. Up here, coming into your screen on that left lane. And
don't lose any count, though. It's all right.
no,
it's like
she
9.
did not lose any count. It looked like it hung up on her thumb a little bit. She might have turned her hand a little too far left that time, which didn't allow it to release right. Christine Gardaki up here on the right lane.
Well, that's not a chance. It's going to turn over.
Turn over just a little bit and mix them up.
Oh.
2-4-5. Another pretty decent pass at the ball, though.
In the range of the pocket, a little bit light, but still consider that light pocket. So
some opportunity is better than no opportunity.
Exactly right.
As that one drifts a little too far right for Melissa. She's going to get up there and take her 7-count frame and move right along. As Gianna gets up now on the left-hand lane.
Oh, what an interesting lead.
You know, your pin has to get to 9.5 degrees if it's going to fall over.
9.5. That, you know, that's good. That's far enough to where we sometimes see it stand back up. But
yeah, if it does not get to that 9.5 degrees, it's probably going to stand right back up, and well, then it becomes the weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And you look at that and you go, why me?
Why me? Exactly
well,
right.
You had to hit a little bit more of it.
Yeah. Well, that might have a chance. Get the.
It's got a good. Oh.
Oh.
That did have a good opportunity there. Chopped the 1-5 straight back. That's tough. That is really tough. Speaking of hitting them thin, really light on that shot, leaving only the 2-pin. So Lillian's got just one to shoot out here and try to make the spare. Lillian is actually working on 2 spares in a row right now. So one more right here, and she's going to have the trifecta.
You know, you look at the game that she's bowling, as we can see on the screen here, and you look at it a rough start, but you see the momentum going to a couple spares, so it's always nice to get the train rolling, and I probably just jinxed her there. But we're 79 through 7 frames. It's a good start.
Yeah. Lillian just didn't follow through on that one. She cut that one off and stopped her hand at her side. And, you know, once again, it's a matter of gaining some confidence and learning some more of the proper technique. But watching her bowl, we watch a great strike right there by Laura. And, boy, she was excited about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
She made sure she let everybody know about it, too.
Look at me. I did it.
Yep. That was fantastic for her. But when you sit there and you watch Lillian go there, if somebody could just help her out just a little bit and teach her how to really follow through, it's not a matter of throwing it really hard, but make sure you make a good pass at the ball. It's like every other sport out there. You make a good pass, usually you got a better opportunity of getting rewarded.
100%. It's been something that I really have focused on in the past, I'd say about, you know, the end of last year to the beginning of this year was just making good shots. And that's, you know, that's the first step into bowling well, is just making good shots. As we see another fantastic, you know, I think throwing it hard and straight at the pin is the hardest thing. And to see that done consistently is fantastic.
Well, most bowlers look at a 1-pin spare standing at the other end, and they feel like they're looking at the edge. Oh, just missed that a little bit. They feel like they're looking at the edge of a piece of paper, you know, or they're looking at a toothpick. You know, when they look at a whole rack full of 10, they go, oh, this can't be very hard. I can hit a couple of these. Or I can knock down all of those 10 pins. And then when you look at that one lonely pin standing at the other end, it looks like it's a mile away.
You know, I always question that. Like, how come you make all the hard stuff, but you can't make the single one? You see people make washouts and all these splits and combinations of everything, and then you look at the single pin and you're like, man, I can't even hit one. Yeah. You know, it's just it's an interesting sport, and I think that's what makes it fun to watch, is there's so many different styles and there's so many different ways to go about it. But
that one's going to get one on that one there. Well, that's what we do when we watch these kids out here bowling. Once again, they've got their own technique and their own way of going about it. But some of them really want to learn, or let's go back. Some of them want to have
that
fun.
might have a chance.
Almost.
Oh.
It's paid the maximum
Pay
penalty.
the ultimate penalty.
But as much as some of them want to just have fun, then you get a couple of them that really want to learn a little bit more. And then they get a little taste, and their score gets a little bit higher, and then they want to learn a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start going into the pro shop. It's not only buying a bowling ball that actually fits them, much like you have your own clothes that fit you.
Right.
But then they get a pair of bowling shoes now that fit them and not everybody else that walks into the bowling center.
100%.
And then they come down here and they practice a little bit more because now they don't have to search for a ball. They don't have to get house shoes. And they really start to see their game get a little bit better, another notch. And before you know it, they're starting to acquire some scores, whatever that numerical number is, but they're starting to achieve some scores that they couldn't think that they could actually, they thought they were insurmountable.
100%. I totally agree. I think that's the biggest that is the biggest part of it, is when you start to get a taste of everything and you realize that you like getting better and you like improving and you like to work at your game. It makes it that much more enjoyable to just be better.
Yeah, great shot right over there for Melissa, going to the Brooklyn side of the head pin, but boy, that was fantastic. Watch this ball go down the lane. It's going to get to the left side of the head pin, but boy, it's going to be high flush going Brooklyn.
Looks like she moved a little bit to the middle part of the lane after the last couple of shots.
A little bit. Watch her roll down there. She clearly got them all over. Just missing that ball. Ball going a little bit too far left, missing the 3-pin that shot. As Gianna slips right in there into the gutter. We are currently into the 9th frame for the girls. I think we're going to stay here until the girls get done with game 2, and then we will focus our match back over to the boys and watch their last 3 frames. As Naomi gets up and gets 5. Her leave, if you're curious to know right now, is the 1-3-6-8-10. Here's an interesting one, Matt. Bowlers at home may not realize how do you know what pins are standing at the other end? Well, we're going to try to give you bowling 101. If you look at the rack of 10 pins that are standing there, the numbers, obviously it starts with the head pin being number 1. But you start the numerical numbers, always start on the left side and go to the right.
Just like you're reading a book, left to right.
Exactly. So when you look, you go 1, and the pin to the left of the head pin is the 2, the one to the right is the 3. Then you start to the next row, there's going to be 3 pins, 4, 5, 6. And the back row, starting on the left side, will be 7, 8, 9, and 10.
You ever look at a rack and think there's more than 10 pins up there?
A couple times I've
Couple
seen more
times,
than 10
right?
pins up there. Might have had something to do with a trick shot or two
Yeah.
along the way.
But sometimes you look at the rack, it's like certain ways. Like you look at it at an angle, it looks like there's more than 10. You look at it sometimes head on, and it looks a lot more than 10. But there's definitely 10 pins only in the rack.
Yes. The typical rack. There should be no more than 10 pins. If there is, you might want to put an inquiry.
Yes, I was going to say, call the mechanic.
Yeah. Virginia, another good shot for Virginia. Oh, on that left lane. She left that 7-10 the last time, and well, the first shot drifted in the gutter, but that one there she made a great recovery on, almost getting them all to fall down. As Christine Gardaki gets over here and throws the ball.
I call that consistency, though.
That was a model of consistency right there.
As much as it's painful, for her to feel like, I didn't get a spare, it's consistency. Now we can, that could be adjusted and figured out to get it more going at the head pin.
Yeah, well, she'll work on that. She's still got a pretty good game. 96 she's got right now, so she's going to break 100 for sure.
Just get one.
She's going to get more than one. Look at that. She got half up.
We got half.
5 down, 5 to go. As we watch Melissa get up here on the left lane. That's her first shot in the 10th frame for Jackson Liberty. Jackson Liberty, this is the second game here if you're just tuning in. Manalapan bowling Jackson Liberty right now. They are in the end of game 2. Unfortunately, Manalapan only has 2 girls that showed up today. So those 2 girls are going to be in search and wondering where the rest of their teammates are, but we're going to hope that they're okay and safe and healthy wherever they're at.
Exactly right. Yeah, with everything going on in this world, we hope that everybody who's not here or couldn't make it is doing well and able to make it out the next time they have a match.
Absolutely. Lillian just misses the one in the front there, getting 3 more. So, and we have Laura up here on the right lane. The anchor
that might
bowler
back up.
Here we go.
Oh.
Leaving the 9-pin only. Meanwhile, Gianna up there on the left lane.
I watched Gianna, and if you watch the front view camera, she got a very stable. She's very stable at the line. She does a lot with her follow through, which is great.
Yes.
So, as we watch these bowlers, we can pick and choose at the parts that they do well.
Yes.
To be able to say, okay, you've got this down. Now let's, be able to help you out with other things. So definitely each one of them carries something different that they do well that, that they might not recognize, but what, just to give them some information and something to build on.
Oh my God, absolutely. Trying to get it over there. She got it to the right side of the 3-pin there, which that's where she needed to get the ball to the right side of that 3-pin, have it slide over into 7. Boys are getting excited over there. Somebody just got up and threw another strike. We'll be back over to the boys after the completion of game 2 here for the girls.
Keep falling.
Christine Gardaki, she got that magic number 4. She just got the triple digits.
Yep, and she got to 100. So,
that's right.
I've been there.
Pressure's off.
Yes, I have been there before. Yes, it is. God, it is a crazy thing to think that I'm just trying to hit 100.
Matt,
might get a strike here.
Look at this shot.
Oh.
Wow, that was a really good pass.
That was a really good shot
that she made. Matt, when we're talking about breaking 100, I'm going to put you on the fence right now, and then I'm going to answer my own question right afterwards.
I know what you're going to talk about, but let's hear it.
What's your low game that you've ever bowled? Oh, wait, Christine. Oh,
my
fantastic.
lowest game I ever bowled?
Lowest
are we
game
talking about the tour?
In general, anywhere. Because now we're going to relate back moons ago when we were bowling out here.
I have to imagine my lowest game I've ever bowled is probably like a 70 or an 80 when I was younger.
70 or 80?
Probably, if I had to guess.
That's incredible that you can remember 70 or 80. That's your lowest game?
I don't know. When I was like 3 or 4, I probably bowled like a 20.
Wonderful strike there for Lillian.
But I don't remember that far back. 20 years ago is a long time.
Oh, wow.
You were like 18 and 20 years ago,
yeah, well,
right?
We watched Lillian strike here in lane 29. That ball goes to the left side of the head pin. Looks like she might have a 9-10, and they both fall over.
Yeah.
Boy, she'd love to replay that one more time. Well, she could do it more than once, maybe. Look she's going to do it again.
Oh. What's crazy, though? Like, her push away is the same height every time.
Yes.
It's not like one is lower, it's the same height every time. That's a consistent part of her game where we can say this is what you do consistently.
Absolutely. So your lowest game is 70 or 80 is where
I'd like to think so.
Things finally turning out here. Well, Matt, I hate to tell you, but my lowest game is actually 8.
8. You remember that?
I remember that. I was 10 years old, and is actually, when we're watching Lillian here on lane 29, this is the lane that I bowled my score of 8 on.
Wow. I had my first 300 on this pair.
Okay, so you had your first 300, and I had a low score of 8. So you're 292 ahead of me.
292 ahead of you on one pair. Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember the day other than I know that I was that kid with a little bit of a temper that it wasn't going to get me very far. So as we watch Naomi up here, leaving the 1-2 spare and throwing it a little bit off to the right there, just missing those 2. And Laura getting up in the 10th frame. We'll look at the scoreboard here in just a minute, but finishing off some scores, Melissa had 102, Gianna had 59, Chris had 104. Christine had 104. Lillian 114. Laura's finishing up her game. Kayla for Manalapan had 100. Naomi had 98. And Virginia, who did not bowl the first game because she was practicing, she was the alternate bowler for Jackson Liberty. She's going to finish her game up here momentarily, but Laura had a final score of 81. And Virginia, with 5 on her first ball, is going to try to figure out how to pick up this spare.
Did you bowl at high school?
We had high school as a club sport.
Okay.
And our club sport was right here at Howell Lanes. We had 32 teams of 3-man teams.
Wow. So you filled the house.
Bowlers. Yeah, we had 2 buses that had to bring us all here.
That is crazy.
That's got a chance.
Oh, get the bat.
Oh. Did what she was supposed to do, unfortunately leaving the 8-pin for a final score of 71 for Virginia. So Jackson Liberty winning that game there. And we will turn things over to the boys' side right now. The girls up 2-0, and like we talked about earlier, the girls are supposed to win 3-0 when you have 5 girls on your team opposed to 2 on the other team. Fantastic strike right there. You know, Chris throwing the double.
I remember watching high school bowling when I was part of it, watching some of my friends and brother and everything. And they're all wearing jerseys now. So going back from college, you know, we used to have collared shirts and stuff. It's nice to see the nice jerseys, and Manalapan's got their nice collared shirts on. So it's definitely, you know, it's means something to wear your school on your back, representing them, and something that you enjoy doing.
Well, you're representing your school, obviously, with them on your back, but you got your school colors, and you're standing proud.
Yes.
And there's a lot to be said for that. You know, people can talk about it, but the fact that you're wearing it and you're performing it, regardless of what you're actually doing, you're trying there to do the best you can, promoting your school and tell everybody in the world that this is who we are.
That was a nice spare by CJ there, as he gives a nice little celebration on the lanes.
Yeah, CJ's he's not afraid to ham it up. He's going to make sure he lets everybody know what's going on. And as we look at the scoreboard right up there, see once again how things are unfolding. Manalapan, this game is, well, they're kind of taking a pretty commanding lead. They're up about 200 pins right now. After 8.5 frames, so. And Kevin is getting up here on the left lane as he's going into your screen right now, a little bit to the left.
You know, Kevin, like regardless of your score, man, you have a great looking bowling ball.
He does have a nice looking
ball. He does. That's a Rhino, I believe, from one of our brands there at Brunswick. Great looking bowling ball. So you know what, Kevin, regardless of your score, you look good out there doing it, man. That's how I feel when I'm not bowling well. At least I look good. Got some cool bowling balls.
So I was going to say, so are you trying to say that if the score isn't enhanceable, you're going to look the part?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, it's not all about how well you bowl.
All right.
How good you look doing it. You know, the fancy bowling ball you got. Always something.
And
that
Justin,
was a really good shot.
Look at that shot. That could be one of the best shots of the match for Justin.
Absolutely. We're going to watch it again here as we see that ball walk right into the pocket.
Roll right in there and go
had the hand up in the air like this one was crisp off my hand.
That's the confidence builder shot.
That absolutely is.
Yep.
We're going to watch Anthony get up here a little bit, slowing down a little bit this game. But we'll see if he rebounds here with a good strike on the right lane.
Working on a spare. Pulling that one right through the nose. Fortunately, only leaving the 6-pin. So we watch Aiden get up there for Jackson Liberty. A little too far left on that first ball. See if he can't recorrect this a little bit. And
that's down the middle.
That's much better.
Oh! Look at that. Send that 9 right into the 10.
We should watch that one more time.
Yeah, let's see that again if we can on the replay there.
Just when you think it's going to be a split or you're going to leave something.
See ya. The ball said no thank you right to the 9-10. See, some of these hits, I'm like, man, I wish I didn't have all this rev rate. I would get some of those.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not how, it's how many.
Exactly right. I learned that a long time ago.
So Nate getting up here in the 9th frame right now, trying to see if he can't get a nice spare or strike up there. And got the push away, down the middle a little bit, get it.
Oh, a little too hard.
All right, a little too hard or a little light, leaving the 2-8 spare. Going to be a little tricky for him. He throws it pretty straight.
A little straight hard, a little bit lighter bowling ball, so we may see a little bit of deflection, but deflection sometimes helps you.
Yeah, well, if he hits that front one, the 2-pin, right on the nose, he should be dead-eye right at that pin in the back. So let's see how things go for him right now, and be best to create a little angle going cross lane here for this, but he's probably going to throw it straight down. The one in the front hitting the 2-pin.
Oh, had the right idea. Right idea. Stand on the left side of the lane if you're throwing it straight.
He gave himself an opportunity a little too far. As we watch Kyle get up here on the right-hand lane, coming right at you right now. Kyle throwing that ball.
Got another. I wonder if they got the same ball. Probably the same ball that they're using.
They might.
Well, this might be a good shot there.
James,
lay there.
Look at that shot by James for Jackson Liberty.
Looks like James took a little bit off that one. Kind of do nice and easy. Let the ball do its work.
Man, he'd like to have more strikes like this for Liberty. Holy cow. That ball went through the pins perfectly.
Do you like to see your grips on the ball, or do you rather prefer to just see the colors?
I don't like to see my grips at all. I want to see all the pins fall over. That's what I'm focused on.
I don't blame you.
Yep. Kyle just a little bit to the right there. So final score of 124 for Kyle. As Krish is up here on the left lane, working on a double right now from Manalapan, throwing it out, and it's coming back. Oh.
You know, you wonder, how does that not strike?
You would think so. It's close, but it's off by just a fraction.
On a double. Good spare
really
here
good.
and make a little bit of adjustment on the fill ball. You know, I'd say you move 1 or 2 right, get that ball to stand up a little bit quicker.
Yep. You know, when we look at this game, the way that things are unfolding, we'll watch the final score after everybody's done.
Nice
Krish
spare.
going for the spare.
You know, I thought he had that one. I'm sorry, Krish. I thought you had that one, man. Still a good game, 157.
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Even though their anchor bowler is not bowling 250 this game, I mean, he's still bowling a solid 2-0 pace game, maybe doubling a 10th for 210. But the whole team has elevated for Manalapan in this game. So Jackson Liberty probably trying to regroup themselves, get things underlined, refocus a little bit. Everything starts fresh for the next game. So make a spare or 2 along the way and look at each other and go, okay, now we've got things figured out a little bit. Kevin trying to make that, a little bit too far to the left there.
Oh, he knew it off his hand, CJ, that he didn't make that one.
No, but he still got the big old smile coming back there. You know what? If there's one thing for sure about CJ, he's going to make sure it hooks.
Oh, no question about it.
It may not
hook. All of it at the bottom. Reminds me of Ryan Simonelli. There's no miss of anything.
Nope.
And that's okay, right? You know that you're going to get all of it, and you're not going to leave anything out there. So
he's not going to get cheated.
Oh, what a strike right
Nice
there. A little bit of
shot
backup
there for Mike.
Slap that 5-pin silly. We're going to watch this replay here on the
shot. This is a lightweight bowling ball, too, but look at this.
That.
It gets right to the pocket there, just enough to knock over the 5 and knock him over there. So Aiden getting 7 on his last shot. Aiden had a final score of 80, while Kevin had a final score of 81.
Oh, get there.
So.
Oh, look at that.
And a double.
Slapping him silly, doing a dance on the approach, looking like he just scored a touchdown in the end zone. What a. I appreciate you, Mike.
Mike parading it.
155 match score here for him. Good counts there. It means he's probably hitting the head pin a lot, if not, you know, at least not doing any penalties. So good score there.
CJ had a final score of 117, and Now Nate's getting up for this first shot in the 10th. Hitting him light, letting some pins fly around there. As we watch Mike get up here. One more time in the 10th frame. Look at this, he might get one more at him. All three of them in the 10th. And you know he's going to do the dance, that's for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Let's watch the replay here of his final strike here in the 10th.
Look at this ball for the 3 in a row in a 10th right there. One happy camper. So Mike finishes up with a final score of 155 for Manalapan. And Nate's getting up here for Jackson Liberty.
Yep.
Trying to see if he can't make this spare here. That's close.
That was a good follow.
Oh, that was good follow through that time. Yep. Ball got close, got 3 more. A little bit wide there for Justin. He's looking at that going, now wait a minute here. My teammate just got all 3. And James working on a strike. Leaves Doublewood the other side, and the other side Doublewood, he's now left a 3-9.
This is a tough spare for a righty, especially when there's a lot of hook to the right. But we'll see if first Justin can make the washout here. Oh, that's not a chance.
Got a good chance. Oh my goodness, that was close. That was close. Ball for James. He needs to move left on the approach and trust his hook that he can throw out there by the gutter and let that ball hook back. And if he does that, he's got a chance to make this spare. Didn't give it enough room.
Ball. That's a smart choice, though. Throw it a little bit slower. Maybe try the plastic ball. Just never got far enough to the right. So we're going to watch Anthony here finish the second game as Manalapan secures the win in game 2, up 2-0 going into the final game.
Yeah.
Slapping them silly.
Threw a pretty good shot there. That ball rolled up very nicely. That pretty much secured the fact that he's going to bowl back-to-back 200s.
That is, you are right. Almost had another clean game. Got an unfortunate break and chopped the I believe he left the 2-8. Not a 2-8, sorry, the 2-5.
2-5 and took the 2 straight back.
Yeah, so. Yeah. But hey, can't make them all. You could, but you'd like to, but, you know.
Well, with a 205 average, and he bowled 259 the first game, and this game right here for Anthony. Leaving a 10 pin there, he can make the 10 pin and bowl 205.
And for his 2 games total, he's at 464, which is well over the 205 average.
Correct.
So
I got to believe right now he's pretty happy with the way his day is going.
Absolutely.
So clearly makes the spare, easily makes the spare. So when you look at the final scoreboard over there, Anthony finishes with 205. James had 108. But you can see that Manalapan clearly won that game by 274 pins, which that does seem like quite a bit, which we all admit. But the great thing, it's bowling, and the new game starts as soon as they erase the scores from frame 3.
As we go back to the final game here for the ladies.
Yep, things are underway for the girls. We are now starting the 3rd frame.
You know, the nice thing, as I was alluding to before, is, there's so much room for growth and so much room for improvement. And I'm so happy to say that there is a new facility opening up on the low end here at Howell Lanes called Bones Elite Training, what happens to be your last name.
Yeah, you're right there.
So I believe you're involved in it one way or another. Which is going to be absolutely incredible. For anybody who doesn't know, Howell Lanes is transforming down the low end with a new high-end VIP entertainment facility called Rev Rates. And inside there will be Bones Elite Training, which will be a training facility, all new storing, all new machines, Spetto, which is a tracking system by Kendall, where it tracks your shots, your repeatability, watches your ball go down the lane, and can help you improve your game. Oil patterns being put out every day, giving lessons. It's going to be an incredible opportunity for everybody to get better and go there and train. Are you excited?
I'm super excited, Matt. I mean, through the years, there's been an endless amount of people that I've had the opportunity to rub shoulders with, try to help, try to allow them to get better or show them 1 or 2 different techniques. But having backup data to really show them, this is what you're hitting, or this is how hard you're throwing it, or this is the angle of attack you should go. Or they want to come down and practice 10 pins only, or they want to come down and bowl on a certain pattern. There's only so many of those things that we could actually make possible. But now, what the proprietors here at Howell Lanes have allowed us to do, we've come under a great partnership. We're going to build a wall down lane 6, and we are going to segregate those 5 lanes permanently from the remainder of the bowling center. So there will be no more leagues down there. There will be constant lanes available for either open play, but more importantly, for teaching technique, for people that want to get better at their game. You'll be able to go online, make your own reservation, and we're going to have a wide variety of coaches that are going to be available, that are going to be coming through the doors at different times of the day or night. I'm not going to say that someone will be here 24/7, but we are definitely going to make certain things available for anybody on any level to make their game better. But, when we say about making their game better, we're also not forgetting about those bowlers that want the entertainment aspect.
Absolutely.
So we're going to bring in Spark, and Spark is an on-lane, literally virtual gaming capacity where you can throw a ball down a lane and let's say play Angry Birds, or you can throw your ball down a lane at certain fish that are out on the lane because it's a mirror. And kids will certainly love that. They're going to enjoy the entertainment aspect out of it. But we're going to have a party room and a meeting room in the back for private parties that we can encompass up to 100 people in that facility with an outside entrance. So it's going to be really, really cool when it's all set up.
There's so many fantastic things happening, and growing up here, and now being able to be a part of all of that with Rev Rates and Bones Elite training, and being able to develop a new brand and a new opportunity for people to get better out here, not only at Howell Lanes, but people in the Northeast, across the country, anybody who's in the area, to be able to potentially put the finals of your tournament in that space as well.
Yep.
Just super excited. Growing up in this bowling center, the proprietors here have been nothing but amazing. There's so much credit that I can give to them for all the stuff they've done for not only for me, but for so many other bowlers here that are wanting to live out their dreams and continue to get better, and to be able to grow on that and now have a separate facility for all levels. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's not just for the high-end level of the bowling. It's for all levels. With Spetto and being able to shoot your own spares in our new machines that we're getting put in, and just being able to learn from some of the best minds ever in bowling is just going to be something incredible. We do have a website established already. You can go to www.revrates.vip. Also find us on Facebook at Rev Rates VIP Entertainment or Bones Elite Training. Feel free to subscribe and get all of our updates as we are in the middle of construction. So super exciting. And I will say, partner, I do appreciate you being on board with us, from my family to your family, as we've grown so close over the years, and I'm super excited to keep going.
Well, I think that I appreciate that, but the biggest thing is the excitement that we all share in allowing everyone else to learn some of the things that we both have been fortunate to learn. And I'll say, throughout my career, I was able to take advantage of a bunch of those things, and now watching you come up right behind me, it's tremendous. And Neil and Charlie, the proprietors here at Howell Lanes, along with Lisa, they are forthright making that, let's say, final commitment for everybody else that's bowling here or the surrounding area to go out and make their games better. And just like we're watching these young bowlers out here right now, these athletes throw their ball down a lane, we're going to allow all of them to have that same opportunity. So watch that shot there on lane 29.
Look at that.
Hit him thin and throw that 5 over there.
Five pin.
But we're going to get back to the rest of these matches that we've got going on right now. We've got fourth frame here for the ladies. Jackson Liberty once again bowling Manalapan. This is game 3. And Melissa has 3 splits in a row to start this game. Kind of unfortunate for her. But
you can look up at that scoreboard and say, well, I've hit the pocket 3 times potentially, or so you never know. Unfortunately, you can hit the pocket and 7-10 or go high and leave some sort of 7 split. So
she might have had that why me syndrome at some point.
Why me is right. We we feel like that sometimes. Why does it happen to me and not anybody else?
As Melissa's going to get up here and shoot this spare here on this lane, and
Oh,
that's
that might
got a
hook.
chance. Hook a little bit.
Very close.
As Virginia gets out here on the left lane. Virginia already has 37 through 3 frames. Oh, hook a little bit, please. Okay, now 37 through 4 frames, but she only bowled 71 last game.
Yeah, so we're over halfway there.
Yeah, she's more than halfway there, and she's not even at the halfway point of the game. So
Yes.
that's showing some possibilities of being a really good game for her. Gianna missing the head pin there, leaving the 1-3-10. Best way to go about this is to hit the right side of the head pin and let the ball deflect into the 310, going down that right side. But she can also make it if she hits enough of the head pin on the left side where that head pin can do the damage and hit the 310. So we'll see how she goes about attacking this spare right now. A little bit too far to the right there. And Melissa's getting up here on the left lane for Jackson Liberty. Pushes it out, and that looks pretty close.
Oh, see, that's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
You know, go a little high and don't really deserve a split.
She's not too happy about that. She got 4 splits out of 5 frames.
Not at all.
Christine Gardaki missing the 1 in the front there, leaving, fortunately, only the 1-2. Relatively an easy spare if she can get her ball back on track and get to the head pin there. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Melissa some credit there. She got one more pin.
Take the 1 and move on.
That's right. So let's see how Christine goes about shooting this spare here right now. The 1-2. Oh, the ball drifts a little too far to the right. Now the lanes do change, we know that, Matt. Oil carries down, oil dries up. But with the girls throwing the plastic balls here on lanes 29 and 30, they're not really going to dry up too much in the front. All they're going to do is tighten up on the back end. You know, I don't really see any of the girls throwing the big power ball.
Wow,
look at that strike.
Maybe another one on the right lane.
Oh!
Almost had a double.
She tried to replay what her friend and teammate did. Watch this ball on lane 29. Ball goes down, hits that head pin to the left side, and really mixes them around well.
That ball's hit the head pin and shot over there to the left.
Yeah, that pin comes flying off the wall and does its damage, mixing throughout the rest of those pins.
I will say, if you do want to practice keeping the ball in front of you, I would bowl on this pair for lead. With all of the amount of straight balls going down the lane, there won't be very much to hook it. So keeping the ball in front of you is definitely a good thing on this pair for the lead that we'll be bowling here after.
Exactly, as we look at the scoreboard there for the girls. Finishing up the 4th frame. I think we're going to bounce over and watch the boys here for a couple of frames, and we'll come back for the very end of the girls' match here in just a minute. Let's watch 5 for Laura there. Stay with the girls here just a couple more shots. Christine Gardaki looking to get her first mark of the game, and that one's going to drift a little bit left. She gets 6. See how these 2 young ladies, Laura Turpak, she is a senior this year, by the way. She has not finalized where she's going to college yet. She's got some open opportunities out there, and let's say she's going to put a couple feathers in her cap and narrow that down as time goes on.
It's a big, it's always an exciting moment in life, is going off to college or transitioning out of high school and going into college. So
got a chance. Oh, wonderful spare for Christine. Fantastic.
Hook. That's the second time this match that she has left that same hit.
Yeah, we're going to watch Christine spare here right now. As the 1-3-8-9, that head pin hits the 8 pin, and the ball takes out the 3-9. Really, really wonderful. It is an exciting time, and you know, most of these seniors have that opportunity. Not all of them. Some of them don't choose to go to college, but the ones that do, you know, they start looking around and trying to figure out where they want to go or what they want to do and what college is going to offer the next thing that's going to take them into, let's say, the real adulthood and life and working a job or a craft or something they like to do. Good chance.
What a spare.
That's another fantastic spare on that lane.
Shooting it, I would think that would be the hard way to shoot that spare.
That's a tough one.
But definitely got rewarded for the effort. Ooh.
Look at this. We've got spares and strikes
Spares
all
and
around
strikes.
the board.
That's a double for
Naomi.
We'll watch this replay here on the screen as we're seeing that.
Working a strike, and look. Ball goes to the right, takes out everything to the right, and the pins do all the dancing on the left side of the lane.
Another one up here. Brooklyn. Oh.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're all pretty hot.
It's about hitting the one in the front.
Yep. Virginia's getting up here, throwing her next shot. A little bit to the left there, but she's got three, you know, and some of that carry down there. Virginia's throwing that ball where normally that ball may hook a little bit more. Some of that plastic carry down has really stopped that ball from picking up.
You try to hook, and then it just stops doing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. As she goes for the spare. Oh.
Wrong side. If that would have been the A-pin, she would have absolutely aced it.
She would have nailed it.
Absolutely.
Let's see what Virginia has here as we complete the fifth frame right now for the Lady Liberties. And she got that one a little too far off to the right. She has 40 through 5 frames, so she's still ahead of last game. So.
All right, now I'm hoping Melissa, you know, positive vibes here from Melissa, not working out well for her this game. Hitting the head pin, just unfortunate breaks. So we're hoping for a better outcome as we move on here to the boys.
Right, right. We'll be back to the girls in a couple of minutes here. But on the girls' side, or I'm sorry, on the boys' side, we can see right now, Manalapan taking an early lead right now. They're up about 40 pins through 3 frames. But we do have a couple of strikes working for Jackson Liberty. So as that progression happens, we're going to see how things continue to keep posted. Pretty good spare there for Mike.
Another celebration there from Mike. He loves that celebration.
I'll tell you what, he's all about the celebration.
Yes,
he threw 3 strikes in the 10th, and he just started out with 3 spares.
Yeah, but Mike's on a hot streak here. Mike's average is 180.
No, Mike's average is about 130.
130, I'm sorry.
But he had a high game of 173.
Right, we're on
and
pace.
He bowled 155 last game, and he's got 3 spares already. So he's well on his way to the possibility of setting a new high game early on.
And Mike, we're rooting for you, Mike. We're rooting for you, that's for sure.
There's nothing better than breaking your own high game.
Oh, absolutely.
Watch the bowlers getting underway here. Justin getting 5 on his first shot. And, pretty good effort there. Definitely a pretty good effort. The rest of the bowling center right now is filled up with a lot of the other high school teams trying to do the best that they can as we watch another fantastic shot by Anthony there. Giving him a double.
Strong again this game. Yeah, 9 spare double.
Yeah.
So just as strong as he has started the last 2 games.
Probably the one thing that we have not heard much of is Jackson Memorial opposed or with Howell, because they're the 2 powerhouse teams in this division.
Okay.
We had them on JTV last week, and although we had them on JTV, Howell or Memorial is really running away with the division, but Howell won all 3 games.
Wow, so there's a chance.
They were trying to close that gap. I believe they were 2 or 3 points behind there. So we watch this shot here in the left lane. Look at this strike. The other side of the head pin, but the great thing about it was a pretty solid strike. And he's feeling happy the fact that he doesn't have to roll another one.
Jackson Memorial has a standout lady bowler on the women's team.
Emily Fogarty.
Yes.
Emily she has been bowling absolutely tremendous here, for sure. She could have high average in this conference.
Wow, that's something in itself right there.
So, yeah. Watch CJ hook a little too much and go by getting 3 off the left. Meanwhile, Kevin up on the left lane for Liberty, trying to see if he can make that spare at the other end. And rolling the ball a little bit too far to the left, just misses those. And CJ coming up a little bit short as well. So Aiden getting up here in your screen now in the left-hand lane for Jackson Liberty, working on a strike. Struck in the last shot, and that one looked like he fell off a little bit.
Yeah, got the little, doesn't like that lane. Started with strike, open strike. So
not his favorite.
Not his favorite lane there on the left lane. So we shall see if he makes an adjustment here and gets that spare and keeps the train rolling.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Mike had 3 spares in a row and just got 1 on a spare. So for him to get the 4th spare, he's got a little work cut out for him.
Yeah, we might, all right. So that's an impressive start. Got the same score on both lanes each time he's been up there.
That's unique.
That might spare
Look at
it.
this.
Oh, that was better than the pin gave it to him, let me tell you.
So you're going to say that he has the perfect Dutch 120 game?
For Aiden?
Strike gutter 3, strike gutter 3?
Yes, that is impressive in itself to do the same thing on each lane.
Right here on the left side, that 3rd bowler. I don't think he wants to continue to go that pace. He loves the strike pace.
Not the gutter 3 pace.
Yeah, not the gutter 3 pace. As Justin getting up there, going Brooklyn for a 5-pin. Meanwhile, Nate threw his shot, went to the left side of the head pin. Nathan Alonso here. And a couple of pins started falling forward. He has left only the 1-8. This is not exactly a common leave.
Not at all.
It looks a little tricky because there is a little bit of a gap down there when you look at those 2 pins. But let's see if Nathan can pick up this spare here right now. Well, not going to get it there.
Not on that one.
No. And that ball hooking a little bit too much for Justin as he goes to the right side of the 5-pin. James working on a strike, coming at you right there.
Oh, that might lay
got
there.
A chance.
Oh, just a little bit too much hook there at the end.
Too high, leaving the 3-6-10.
See Anthony, see if we can get a
Anthony coming up,
here.
Working on a double. Oh my God.
Upper decker 7 high flush.
That was a fantastic
shot.
That
was.
Wow.
No way did he deserve that.
Uh-oh, drifting off. Right idea with the plastic ball.
That is exactly right. Got the right idea, just a little bit too far right down the lane.
A little too much. So have to straighten that one out at some point. See if Anthony Palucci can pick this one up. It's got a hook over there, and it does.
Throws it slow on his spares and gives the high heater on the strike ball.
I'll tell you what, he's only had 1 open today, so that's pretty impressive. He's got an idea what to do with his spares, too. As we watch Chris hit the head pin, hit a decent shot, leaving just the 7-pin. And now Kyle's going to get up over here on the right-hand lane as Liberty is down by 95. And Kyle's actually up. He's working on a strike right now, so this could really help Liberty if he could get it to turn over there.
Ooh, well, hey, no loss in count, though, so we'll see spares good.
1 spare or 9 spare, it's all the same right now.
Exactly right. As we see Chris convert that 7-pin there, still off to a hot start.
Yep, Chris is filling another frame, helping his team move in the right direction. We'll finish watching this 5th frame for the boys, and then we will transfer back over to watch the girls bowl their last 2 frames. A little bit too much, but 7 more pins is good. CJ got the wobble, but it just won't fall over. So we'll see how things continue to unfold for the boys here. Kevin getting 6, leaving the 1-3-6-10. CJ shooting that 1-pin spare. Oh, just a little bit too far to the left. See how Kevin makes out shooting the 1-3-6 here. And you can see the young lady's ball looked like it was coming right at the camera there as it went right into the gutter. Kevin just missing the head pin to the right there. And Mike throwing them all around, doing the dance once again. Hits that head pin real light, lets those pins mix around. And it says strike on the scoreboard. That's all he really cares about. Justin getting up there right now. And he throws one himself. Another strike on the scoreboard there for Manalapan. See if we can watch that strike Justin just drew. Ball going to the right side of the head pin. Ball taking out all the pins on the right, and the 5-pin just falling over to the left. Pretty thankful for that. Meanwhile, Aiden getting up here on his good lane. Getting 7 all together. And let's see what Anthony can do right now. Anthony throwing a great shot, the last shot for 9 spare. That was basically a repeat of last shot, only this time he did not leave the over-the-top solid 7. They all fell over.
Nice rebound there, you know, going high flush. You're like, man, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So as we watch the high flush strike here
Here we go,
Anthony.
look at that one. That's
beautiful.
That was pretty packed right there. As we watch Nate from Jackson Liberty, Nathan Alonzo getting up here on the right-hand lane. See what he's going to bring up here in store for this 5th frame. Looks pretty close.
You know, he's got a...
You know, that's a weird leaf.
Yeah, I just noticed that should have just been a 4-pin.
4-pin only. How did he leave the 4-8 on that shot?
Yeah, to check that rat there. And Nate's got really good first ball counts other than the 1 gutter. He's got all the 8s. So good first ball count for him.
See how he makes out right here, right now. Trying to get those last 2. Oh. Got one of them.
Right idea, though.
Yes, it was. That it certainly was. Oh, just a little bit too far to the left there for James. Actually, that was Kyle. James is getting up right now.
Oh, that was an unfortunate break down there as well.
I was thinking the same thing.
There must be something going on with lane 28.
That was a decent shot right there. That,
need to check those racks.
If anything, that should have only been the 4-pin, and as it is, he's got the 410 staring him in the eyes.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
A little bit high there for Kevin, leaving the 310 baby split. Much easier split to make than what James is shooting at right now, but they're still makeable. Any of them are all still makeable. So, through 5 frames right now, it looks like Manalapan's up about 80 pins, but they have quite a few marks, so I'm going to say that they're up easily about 120 or 130. When we say marks, a spare or a strike counts as a mark. And when you look at Manalapan having 4 marks, and, well, unfortunately, Jackson doesn't have any marks in that 5th frame, so all advantage right now for Manalapan. As I believe we're going to turn things back over to the girls here. We're finishing up the 8th frame for the girls as we speak. The Girls have the 9th and 10th frame to go.
Watching Laura.
Laura Turpak up.
Yeah,
She's
anchor
the senior,
here.
working on a strike.
Yeah, gives
well,
that one
I'll
a
tell you
fist
what.
bump.
She's working on a strike, gets the double, and makes sure she lets her team know she got the double.
One step closer to 100 right there.
Fantastic shot for Laura.
Oh.
She's going to leave the high school on a positive note in the bowling category.
Absolutely. Is this the last match of the season?
No, they still have some more. They actually have a couple of more events going on. I know that they have sectionals and then they have states.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure how the qualifications go for all of those. But I'm sure that the kids are certainly looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Melissa's up here on the left-hand lane. She left the 1-2-4 coming right there. Oh, just a little bit too far. Melissa has not had any luck at all this game.
You know, not really, and it's
and she hasn't really bowled a bad game.
No, you hit the head pin a bunch of times and just got the unfortunate break.
Correct. So Gianna right now getting up in the 9th frame on the left lane. As we look at the scoreboard there. A couple of girls actually bowling decent games this game.
Yes.
So that's always exciting to see. Naomi.
It's all right. It's on a strike, so no hurting count there.
No. And Gianna sounded like that one slipped off her hand going to the right into the gutter. She'll have to try to regroup. Maybe dry her hand off. You know, with all those plastic balls and the girls picking those plastic balls up, there's a lot of oil getting on their fingertips.
Oh, she might spare
look
it.
at this. That was a great shot.
That was incredible.
We definitely need to see that one.
Let's replay that one. As you notice, the ball deflects off the head pin.
Watch
into
this.
The 610.
The 1-2-6-10, the ball perfectly to the right side of the head pin, and it goes over and takes out the 610. That was fantastic.
That was fantastic. As we
Gianna made that spare
I was
too.
just gonna say, yeah, Gianna had a nice frame filled there, and maybe.
Yep. So like we were saying, that oil gets on the end on the bowling ball, and the plastic ball, it doesn't come off.
Correct. Until you wipe it.
Right. And I'm going to venture to say that most of these girls
just
got a chance to strike too,
yeah,
and it certainly does.
That's a double for
Christine Gardaki getting her strike of her own for a double.
We're going to watch this one again here. They love the Brooklyn side, but hey, it's not how, it's how many, right?
That's right. It all counts. Fantastic shot for Christine. A little bit wide there for Virginia, but she's got 71 through 9 frames. So, but yeah, so that oil on the bowling balls, and then it gets onto their hands, because most, I'm going to believe, looking down there, I don't see any towel, so I don't believe these girls are wiping off the ball. But when they pick up the ball and they've got it all over their fingers, then their fingers are going inside the holes inside the ball. So my belief is that a lot of balls are probably slipping off of their fingers.
No
because
rosin, no towel, yeah, just absolutely.
No, nothing of that nature. As we watch Melissa get up that first shot there in the 10th, and she gets 6. And Lillian gets a couple pins of her own. And here's the big one. I don't believe that any of the ladies have had a triple today, and Laura right now stepping into your screen on this left lane coming at you. She's working on 2 in a row.
We got an opportunity for 2 triples on the coming up here with Christine Dardati having a chance with the first one of the 10th, but let's see if Laura can get that.
Oh, a little bit too far to the right.
Right.
Maybe she was feeling the pressure.
She might have, unfortunately lost the count there, but that's all right. 1 spare is still good.
Yep.
And filling frames is all right.
Trying to get every pin she can. She was excited about the double, and then, she let that one slip away. But, she could have a great recovery here. If she got a double, she knows how to get them all over.
Oh, yeah. Looking for that ball to go somewhere in the direction of the head pin and see where.
Take a deep breath and try to make a good shot. Well, that was much closer.
That absolutely was good correction or adjustment from the first ball. It just didn't work out, but that's right. We move on to the next frame.
Absolutely. As we watch Gianna get 1 on her spare there in the 10th frame. 83 for a final score for Melissa. Melissa Bitar for Jackson Liberty with that final score of 83. Meanwhile, Kayla Centeno is up in the 10th frame for Manalapan.
Looking for her first mark of the game to finish it off strong here.
Gianna Iadanza with a final score of 93 for Gianna for Jackson Liberty. And Kayla's got a chance here. Leaving the 6-10 for a final score of 81 for Kayla. So here's our next big frame that we have coming up here for Jackson Liberty. Christine Gardaki working on an elusive double here. Boy, if she could have had a double with some of the frames that she had last game.
Oh yeah, she would have.
But you never know. Good things can happen. She got them all over twice in a row, and she can do it again.
Let's see here.
A little bit left off of her
like
hand.
That one got a little bit too far left.
She got
down
5.
There.
5 is good. Meanwhile, Naomi.
Oh, almost to spare. Thought she had that one.
That was close. Final score of 126. That's a really good game for one of the girls on this pair.
I believe she made an improvement every game.
Yes, I would have to say you are 100% correct. Christine trying to make sure she can get that one in the front, maybe make this spare here, and that's close.
Oh, don't
That
back
is
up.
close. Don't go too far.
Got reactive in that bowling ball. I think just took it over there a little bit too far to the right.
Yeah. Final score for Christine Gardaki, 117. That's a pretty good game.
Good score.
Yep. As the girls continue to finish up here. Final game, I believe that there's 2 or 3 more matches. Let's see. Maybe 3 or 4 matches left in this year's high school bowling before they have sectionals coming up and then the state tournament.
Back up,
Lillian.
back up. Get the one. Oh.
A little too far that way. She tried to make an adjustment, so final score for Lillian. Lillian Genovese had a final score of 78, and
79.
Virginia Iadanza, final score of 79, and that's definitely better than her second game.
Yes.
So she showed
as
improvement.
well.
The more she was bowling, the better she was getting, and that's always good to see. Virginia did sit out the first game, only 5 girls on the team, and then graciously, everybody alluded to the fact to bring her over here, let her be a part of what was going on, and that, like we said earlier, that was great. Laura, unfortunately, missing those for a final score of 90. So everybody, there's your final scores for the girls in Game 3 with Jackson Liberty against Manalapan. So they have completed their 3 games, and I'll say right now it was pretty good.
That was
pretty good. Even though there was only 2 bowlers from Manalapan, they did everything that they could.
Absolutely, and they welcomed in the other bowler from Jackson Liberty, and that was very nice of them to do that, and definitely helped Virginia be able to bowl.
Absolutely. So we turn things back over to the boys here. We are in the middle of the 8th frame as we watch James from Jackson Liberty shoot the 10 pin, and the ball goes a little bit too far to the left there. Missing that one. Aiden coming right at you there.
Well, let's have a chance to strike. Oh, another unfortunate break.
Once again, Aiden on Jackson Liberty. He's the 3rd bowler, going a little high, leaving the 7-10.
Oh, good shot by Krish there, working on a strike.
Yeah, that
9
was.
spare is great. No loss in count.
No. Good shot. He was on a strike. He gave himself a chance to get a double. Going a little bit high, leaving the 4-pin.
In the pocket. That's all that matters. High into the pocket is good.
Exactly.
Means you're lined up. Just a small adjustment, but Bowling a good game.
That's a good spare right there. Fantastic. Ball going cross lane, doing exactly what it needs to do. Knocking over the remaining pin at the other end.
See, we're open. Let's see if CJ get his third strike here.
CJ, wind him up, let him go.
Oh, lucky break on the 10 as
He looks a little dejected on that one there.
he does.
Got the head hanging down like, guys, I can't believe it. I was supposed to leave a big split on that one.
And got lucky and got his first, might be his first triple. I'm not sure. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but a triple is a triple. So
Triple is a triple. Scoreboard doesn't remember how, it remembers how many.
exactly right.
Yep, as Mike gets up here. Going a little bit left, leaving the 1-3-6-10. So he's going to have to get his ball to go a little bit further right so he can hit that one in the front there. And Nate getting up, picked off the 10 pin on the first shot, trying to rebound back, and, well, a little adjustment, a little too far to the left that time. So I can see Mike moving over there.
Yeah,
Look,
I was just about to say, he made a little bit of adjustment.
Yes, he did.
But that's all right. He's, tried something a little different and gave himself a chance.
Never fault anybody for trying something.
Exactly. You don't want to have any regrets.
No. Why throw it in the same
Oh,
spot?
that's to the hood. Ooh, just not enough there rotation on that one.
The washout there for James, leaving the 1-2-8-10. A little bit of a challenging shot. Meanwhile, Justin from Manalapan, now that was a fantastic shot by Justin. Should see that ball as it goes down the lane and then it rolls up right through the pins.
Gonna watch this one over here on the screen. High flush shot from Justin. Ball walks right into the 1-2 pocket. High flush. No better hitting bowling than high flush.
Nope. Meanwhile, Anthony here working on a triple again. He's been the powerhouse today, that's for sure.
Oh, just a little high.
A little bit high that time.
Yeah, tried to get that one a strike instead of letting it go off his hand, but 8 spares should have a chance for 240 going into the 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
Still have a chance for 700.
He does. If he strikes out, he can still shoot 700.
Let's see, he had 250.
259. We're going to go back and watch this replay right here. Look at this spare here. That ball hits the left side of that head pin right into the 10. What a fantastic spare for James there.
So if my math is correct, if Anthony were to strike out in the 9th and 10th, he will have a new high series of 720. What a way to do it on JTV.
It's not a bad thing. He can actually go back there and watch for a long time how things are unfolding here. As we're starting the 9th frame here. Kyle up for Jackson Liberty right now on the right-hand lane. A little bit high, leaving only the 10 pin. So that's good.
Good spare there on 28 from Kyle. Building his foundation frame. Got 9 square up in the 9th. We move on to Kevin here. CJ ended his run of 3 in a row. Look at the score here. We got Manalapan with a 245 pin lead going into the 9th and 10th frame.
Matt, don't worry, I took care of your fan.
Oh, thank you. You're a famous guy here. You know, you're more famous than me for sure.
I don't know about that.
Just happy to be a part of it.
Well, you know what? I'm just happy that both of us are standing here right now, being a part of this high school bowling.
Yes, love to give back to, you know, the center and growing up in the sport any chance that I get. So it was definitely enjoyed sitting here commentating as we see.
Oh, that was an unfortunate break.
Almost a strike there. I thought that was going to strike.
Yeah, that was
close.
close.
Every time I thought it was going to strike, I'd lose so much money if I bet on it. My judgment is not very good watching, but that's all right.
Let's put it this way. Just keep your gambling to your own ability on the lanes. I think you'll be fine in the long run. In the long run, you will be fine. Well, if it was up to me, I would throw 2 balls at this one right now and pull the trick shot.
Yes.
But he really can't do that under form of competition.
Oh.
That would be totally deemed unplayable.
Yes.
And, well, I don't know if he'd get disqualified, but he definitely was going to get 0 for that effort.
0 for the frame.
But it would look cool if he made it.
Absolutely would. Absolutely. We do that in the pro-ams a lot, just a trick shot for the fans as we watch Aiden there try and fill his frame in the 9th. See if Justin getting a strike here on the...
Justin was working on a strike, 3 off the right.
No loss in count there, so that's good. See if he can rebound and make that spare.
Now, Nate's not exactly having one of his better games here right now.
He is not. With all the 8 counts that he got, he's had a couple unfortunate frames the last 2 frames. Still got a chance at 100. What we're shooting for.
Let's see if he can get back on track a little bit. And that looks pretty close.
Oh, that's one of those bad breaks.
That was ultimately not what he wanted. Nope. Matter of fact, that wasn't exactly what Justin was looking forward to neither.
Not a way you want to set up the 10th frame, let me tell you.
Meanwhile, Anthony getting up here has potential to get his high series.
Get it. Oh. Well, that about did it. They can still bowl 700. He would need all of them in the 10th for 709, I believe. Which fantastic day of bowling.
Yeah.
Definitely leading his team to victory here.
Absolutely. Right down the middle. Nate had a good try there, but that was the wrong sport. We're not playing football.
Not playing football.
It's still football season, but right now we're in the bowling. As Anthony picks up his spare, fills another frame. And let's see how James makes out here in the foundation frame.
Good.
Coming back, yes!
Light Mitzer there, slap the 7 out, bucket crumbling.
Hooks it back in there. Watch the head pin go to the wall here on the left side and come back and take out a couple of pins. Look at that.
Boomerang, Light
Fantastic.
Mitzer.
Fantastic. Krish up here on the right lane. Starting the 10th frame of Manalapan.
There we go.
Goes
good game
Brooklyn
for
the
Krish.
strike. And
Very good game.
Yeah.
Watch that replay here. Watch
the other side of the head pin.
just like that. See you later, pins.
See you later, alligator. And Kyle working on a spare, getting up here in the 10th, looking for one of his own.
Oh, ball just hooked a little bit too much.
Left side of the head pin.
See if Krish, that was a better shot. Walked right in there. Oh, just.
Yeah, some of that could be the carry down.
Yeah, absolutely. It changes quick.
We don't have as many plastic balls going down the lanes on the boys' side as we do the girls, but it still can certainly stop the ball or hinder it from hooking up into the pocket. Kyle shooting a 5-pin. Oh, just a little bit too far to the left.
Yep.
Final score for Kyle, 114 for Jackson Liberty. And Krish throwing it out there and letting it hook all the way back to cover that 128 for a final score of 159. Kevin getting up here on the left lane for Jackson Liberty.
Hook.
Leaving the 136 for a 7 count.
Let's see if CJ here close out his 10th frame strong.
Well, here we go. Monkey see, monkey do.
Absolutely.
136, 136.
Celebrating every good attitude on that that approach there,
Now,
CJ.
why is he celebrating that one and not the one that went through the nose for the triple?
Hey, you know, disappointment on the going through the face and not disappointed to miss the head pin. I don't know about that one, but I'm going to give him a spare here. I'm confident he's going to finish it off with a spare.
He's going to hit one.
Oh,
he's
just
gonna get all
like that.
three.
Called it like I saw it. Good job there,
He's got the
CJ.
pump. Got the pump.
Good job. Here we watch the replay here. Watch this ball come boomerang off the friction. Clobber knocker on the 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 6. We're gonna watch here. Maybe some messenger across the.
Well, that was a messenger,
That
all
was
right.
a
Right in the right
messenger,
gutter.
Right into the right gutter. Flame throwing messenger into the right gutter.
Yep. Aiden getting up over there, shooting a 4-pin. Oh, a little bit to the left. Well, final score for Kevin for Jackson Liberty, 101. Final score for Aiden for Jackson Liberty is 75. Final score for CJ for Manalapan was 128. And Mike, Mike decided to throw that one a little too far to the
Mike's
left.
having a good time dancing on the approach.
He is the dancer.
Unfortunately, Mike, this is bowling, not dancing. But hey, we appreciate all the moves. Still got a good game going.
Well, he's getting plenty of stars for the dance moves.
Absolutely. If there was bonus pins in bowling, which there is, only in match play though, Mike would get bonus pins.
He would. He would.
Got that. Look at that. That's a trick shot in itself.
He's doing the dance moves with the ball in his hand.
Oh, and he bounced it out of the gutter, got the 7-pin off clean.
Well, we know that that's 0, but
That is 0.
you know what? He's just happy he hit something. And it didn't matter how he hit it.
Exactly. We're going to replay the jump ball here. Let's watch this pin come roaring out of the gutter,
Clunk.
boomerang into the
Okay.
7, slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did
Look
you
at
see
that one
hook?
hook out there. That was way
That's
out by the
where all the
gutter and hooked
friction
all the way
is.
back.
Just like that.
Yeah, for a minute he thought he was going to get none, and it went from none to 9 instantly. This got a chance.
Oh. Unfortunate.
No. Nate, final score for Nate for Jackson Liberty, 69. Very nice spare for Justin. For Mike P. from Manalapan, a final score of 106.
All right, I'm gonna give James a strike here. I think he's gonna double.
You think James going to double?
Lay there. Oh, see, another unfortunate break.
I'll tell you what, you have been the jinx most of the day today.
See, I
You
meant
didn't
to
do
say,
that to Justin.
I meant to say that one was going to strike.
Justin finishes out the day on a positive note with that perplexing strike. Watch this, final
High flush
shot.
That's a good way to
Bingo.
leave. I've always said I like to end on a good shot in practice.
124.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good shot to end on.
And James, his final shot over there, slipping into the gutter. James for Jackson Liberty, his final score of 119.
Ooh.
And Anthony is the anchor bowler once again from Manalapan, finishing up the day, throws the first strike in the 10th. Matt, I'm going to tell you right now, Anthony's high series is 711. He can throw 2 more strikes here, I think you said, for 709?
I believe so. He had 464 after 2.
So 464, and he's got
236, so that is going to be 700. On my
700.
mistake.
Okay.
Not the math genius, but
700's a really good day, though.
700's a good day. Let's see if he gets this one
Needs
here.
2
a
more,
little bit
though.
Right?
A little bit light
A little
there.
bit, yeah, that one got to
Leaving
the right a little
2-4.
too quick.
Yeah. But with a spare right here, he'll have a final score of 226.
690.
690.
That's a good score. Consistent day. 250, 2-0. Hard and
He
straight.
threw the heat on that one.
Threw the flame-throwing heater at that spare, and be a 3-0 sweep there for Manalapan.
Yeah, Manalapan pretty convincingly. We can look up at the scoreboard right there. And you can see 226. They win the game by 265 pins. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic day here for JTV and for all the Jackson community. We can't thank everybody enough for tuning in today and coming out and being a part of the bowling that's going on here. High school bowling still has at least another month left with all the special activities that are going on, like we alluded to earlier. But more importantly, we appreciate you spending your afternoon with us here at JTV. So on behalf of the entire JTV crew, Matt Russo, myself, Parker Bone, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll look forward to hearing and seeing you the next time at another JTV event sometime here in the near future.
Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a pleasure sitting down. Everybody have a great rest of your night.
Take care.